What up, everyone? Baltimore podcast here. Today we got a special guest. My little brother Nick is back from the army on a little visit
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
weekend, little get together. So we're going to be talking with him today about last 3 years of army life, being away from home.
No,
What?
not even just away from home. I would say just
Yeah,
back in the
out of
country. Yeah,
country.
let's say over in Korea, back to Washington, and then
Yes,
like
sir.
back here now.
So everyone, that's my little brother Nick right there.
What rank, Nick? Let's hear it. Officer,
First lieutenant.
first
Yeah,
lieutenant.
first lieutenant. I
Nice.
got another year to make captain, and then I'm probably
Is
head of the
it
reserves. Yeah.
is that meritorious at all, or is it kind of guaranteed with
It's pretty
time
much
in?
like like you just toe the party line.
With
They
time
just
in.
kind of give it to you. Yeah, you don't kill anyone or do anything illegal. Like you'll get it. Yeah.
Nice,
As long
nice.
as you stay out of trouble.
But,
Yeah.
but before we get into
You
this,
don't get caught. That's the real thing. As long as you don't get caught.
before
yeah.
we get into this, I wanna touch on something we were talking about before we started this, which was this flag and your debate with this friend of yours, because that's crazy.
So it started when I was in Korea. Like they had a flag shop while they were there, and of course like a lot of Korean people know like you got military people there from like fucking all over the country, different states and shit. So I found like one of the guys like from Texas like, oh, this is like ours or whatever, and then like we found the Washington one, and we actually have a dude from there. It's like my flag's the best flag. It's got like fucking plain ass green George Washington right in the fucking middle, and that's like it. Like
Let's see
that's
if we can
all it
find
is. It's like the fucking like
no, just the state of Washington.
it's like the
The
fucking
flag of the state of
Timu
Washington.
Make a Wish ass flag like you could ever find. Like no fucking
Wow.
like no effort. Like there's mountains there. There's all this like beautiful shit. You're in the,
That is
You're in the
true.
Pacific Northwest. Like you think like man like you get fucking like creative or something. So I find like our flag and I'm like nah like mine's like dope as fuck. Like we're definitely like the best in there. You know trying to dog on it and everything. I'm like you got.
That's
like,
it right
that's
there?
it. Yeah, I was like, you got.
Bro, like
it's
I said,
green, and you like. I'm telling you, it's literally just the state of Washington.
did George
and
Washington-
So bullshit, you can't even make it full screen.
did he ever did he ever step foot in the state of Washington?
Fuck no, he was already dead by the time we
Right.
pushed out there.
So
Like, yeah,
that's crazy. Why is it green? The
I
wa-
mean, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like you got fucking evergreens out there, so
That's
maybe
true.
maybe some shit like that. But like you got the Puget Sound out there. You got all these like mountains and everything that like people climb and like die on and shit. Like you would think like, oh, let me do something, then just slap like fucking George Washington's face in the middle and call it like.
I
good.
mean, California's got all that cool stuff, and they have a bear
yeah, but at least
that
they
doesn't
got
even
something.
exist there anymore, right?
I mean,
They took all the bears out of
it's because
Cali.
of all
Didn't
the
they?
wildfires, you know, like you two can prevent
But-
wildfires, but apparently not.
I challenge any state to say that we
was
don't
Smokey
have.
That said that.
Yeah.
What do you
it's
think?
not
We
there
what do you
anymore.
think? We have the best flag,
Oh,
definitely.
Maryland,
It's
that
not
was
even
the best
close.
flag.
It's honestly not even close, and that's not a biased. I mean, it's definitely a biased opinion because we're from here. But come on, guys, it's well, you can't really see it, but it's above their heads.
Okay, let's do this. See if we can do a little comparison.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know how that's even like up for debate. You
Yeah,
know, like
I bet-
the locals try to fight me on that too. But
I
I'm
bet
like,
you can
your
literally
shit's,
just
like,
Google Maryland flag versus that and hit images.
I'm
They'll
like,
probably come
did,
up.
did you even try? Like, clearly you didn't. Like, you
Probably
didn't
Maryland
even
flag
try
versus
anything.
the
Like,
Pick a color.
get out of here. Yeah.
And they only got one level away from primary colors. They put two together. They're like green, done. Cool.
It's just yeah.
And George, what? They're like, cool. The state's named after this guy.
When I saw it, it made me think of like when you remember like you have like a paper due tomorrow and you're just like or a project and you're just like yeah fucking good enough like
Throw
push
it
it
on
down,
there real
throw it
quick.
on there and then like somehow it's still here all these years later.
Oh boy, we even got fucking AI. giving
Go to
it-
images. See if they got them both up.
You fucking use it.
First of all, that's a dope ass flag. If that was
that
the
actually
state,
would be pretty
if
cool.
that's
I'm not
the
gonna
state of
lie,
Washington, it looks like Wonder Woman though. I'm
Yeah,
not
that
gonna lie.
would
It
be
doesn't really
pretty
like the W. But dude, you're gonna tell me we don't have the coolest flag? Definitely.
They would even put Washington State's flag against it.
It's because it doesn't belong in the same category. There's like
Right.
tiers of this shit. I don't know what like Dakota and them have, but I know it's got to be better than that. I mean, you can't get much lazier than like.
What do you think the internet says is the best state flags? Like if there's a countdown, what the other like the populace that's not from here says.
I think you're gonna get Texas, like Florida, and like those big states. Where
Florida's got a cool flag.
I think
kinda.
that's where people are gonna be like, oh, like wherever I'm from is the coolest one, but like, like they don't take it into account like the designs.
The New Mexico flag's the best.
I don't even know what theirs looks like.
Let's look at that. This is an interesting start. We were just trying to talk shit on that, but this is cool.
I don't even know what. Have you ever been to New Mexico?
No, but I'd
What-
like to go.
what-
What? That's it?
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
basic
Out of
as
here,
shit.
dude. It's cool, but if that was like the start to something, or that was a pattern to a bigger picture, but just that,
when I was
no way.
So
Sorry.
I stayed in New Mexico like a few days when I was driving from Oklahoma. Like everyone talks like Colorado and shit. I was like, fuck Colorado. Like New Mexico looked sick. I was like, if I had more time, I would have liked to have like been there. 'Cause,
I've
like,
heard
it looks fucking.
it's
sick.
all those same red rocks as the
Oh
bottom
yeah,
of Colorado.
yeah. It looks fucking
like
sick.
Arizona, New Mexico, and the bottom of Colorado,
Yeah.
and then Utah. That was my next. I want to go to Montana also, like
That would be pretty
Glacier
cool.
National
So,
Park, way
yeah.
up touching Canada
When I'm
almost.
when I'm coming back here, I'm trying to go through the north instead of like the south to see like shit like that and everything. Cause basically been across like the whole place now, but. That's pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
not
I'm
bad.
sorry. Can we go?
Definitely
I
not
just
that
I just
cool.
want one more before we move on. Go back to that list, and what do you think
Yeah.
the number 2? If Maryland's not up there,
Yeah.
the world is tripping, dude.
Blow it up so that way we can see them all. I mean, did you see the Mississippi flag? It is like they still think the war's going on,
It's-
man. Like,
it's Confederate?
It's pretty like Confederate, yeah. They still
To
they
them,
still,
some of them probably still think there is some type of war going on.
I guess yeah.
That's a cool.
Arizona's is pretty dope. I would give that to them. That's pretty.
Hold on,
sick.
Maryland
start-
ain't even in. What
Go
the
up, dude.
fuck is that flag doing?
Yeah,
in
that's
there?
crazy. Go up a little bit.
Utah's don't look half bad.
Cali's is kind of cool. Colorado's I think is cool. Mississippi that doesn't look. Did you
Maybe
say-
I got him. These are
I feel like Mississippi has the cross thing.
I thought that too. This can't be right.
Utah's is dope.
I don't think this
Are
is.
these
That's
real?
That's
I don't think-
Colorado,
It's
yeah.
definitely Colorado.
That's Washington. That's Carolina.
Keep what's
That's
down? What's the-
I
California.
could have sworn Mississippi's was different.
Maryland.
Middle group.
Fuck out
We're
of here.
mids. We
Get
ain't
out of here,
mid-grade.
bro. It's the only one that's got like Hawaii looks British as shit, dude.
Yeah,
What's
these
up
don't
with
look-
that?
These don't look.
They should be
alright.
their own country and they look British. That's wild. Texas is weak. Sorry, Texas. I love you as a state, but that's a weak
Was I
flag.
getting Alabama mixed up or some shit?
Well,
like
this is the
that?
bottom of the list. The Alabama's the same as the fucking Florida.
Yeah, that's how I was
minus the
just
crest.
not.
Well, they do touch each other.
Joke. Now look at these basic
Just
bitches
touch
here.
tips.
First of all, how is Washington? Because that's pretty much these are better than Washington because they're just one color and the thing in the middle.
North Dakota's way better than Washington.
That so is New York and Pennsylvania. It's just a picture of George
Yeah.
Washington.
This is definitely a biased opinion.
I mean, Arizona's
I bet
is
Arizona's
dope.
is pretty cool.
I
I,
bet you
I
the
could see
person who
that.
made-
Is Alaska the Dipper?
It is the Dipper.
What's the and the North Star? It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like Mississippi, honestly. I
Obviously,
feel like
you
I'm
ever
with
made
you. I
this-
feel like that's some new shit. Like,
Yeah, I was
Obviously,
gonna
whoever
say,
made
they
this
must have
list
changed
lives
that
in
shit.
Washington
look
State.
that up. See what Mississippi flag. Yeah,
Like,
we
through
found
history,
we
'cause I-
found the most racist Maryland flag. We got instant proof that Google hide
It
shit.
was a Maryland flag.
Bro, so we're on
With a bunch
Google,
of
right?
Klansmen
Like
on it.
we were on Microsoft Edge or whatever the hell it is that comes with a computer.
Yeah.
We searched Maryland flag, normal shit, and then we were on Brave because they don't like censor the shit. I guess
What's Brave? I don't even
just
know
a
what that
different
is.
browser.
Okay. Yeah. The one on the far right.
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that's the shit
Okay.
I'm telling you. See, well, I mean, that literally is the Confederate flag
So
in
it's
the
a
top.
Confederate flag mixed with the French flag.
They really don't know who the
We're
fuck they're fighting
Confederate.
for. Yeah. I mean, the French flag at least makes more sense.
They
Since they
say-
used to own like down there. That at least makes.
Louisiana and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they used to have
I
like
mean,
a
that
bunch of
touches
shit down
Mississippi
there,
too,
though.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that at least makes more sense. Like I could see, oh, okay, the French shit makes sense, but like
The
that, I'm
stars
like,
and bars shit makes sense too when you.
When
look it
did
up.
I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I
Maybe that
guess.
is their flag now. Maybe they changed it.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be shocked. I don't know.
Yeah, they changed everything else.
They don't have a bunch of flags.
But I knew someone's looked like Raise Hell Praise Dale, like the South will rise again. I was pretty sure that shit was them.
There it is.
But we were on Brave and we typed in Maryland flag and like the third picture popped up because we just had a Maryland flag sitting in that internet corner so you don't see a browser.
The checker flag. It was Klansman.
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
we were
that
like
is pretty fucked up.
we were like, bro, I've never seen that a day in my life, and
thought-
I'm like, holy cow.
yeah, I
We're the
thought
most northern southern state. What are you doing?
I thought our shit was based off of like Calvert's like
It
family
wasn't a
crest
real
or
flag.
something.
Yeah, it wasn't real. It was
Oh,
just
it was
some.
a-
it
like-
was a fan-made flag.
Oh
Shit, it might have been an
That's kinda-
attempt at an old flag. I don't
they
know.
clearly
Wow.
are from Southern Maryland.
See if it comes up. Are you on Brave?
I'm gonna put that on the
Yeah, that's
podcast.
Just shut up and just put it up there. Who cares?
Yeah, it's
Get
pretty.
canceled
That's
right
I just
Yeah,
want to
that's pretty-
see because the show that's crazy stuff, dude. I'm not saying I support it at all. I don't support it.
Yeah, I was saying that's pretty.
But it's
I thought-
interesting if it's real to know if we had like the history to know if we actually had anything like this.
I thought you meant like it was like a real.
Are
real
you on
thing.
Brave, dude?
Yeah, I'm on Brave.
Gotcha.
I'm on Google on Brave.
The thing with the, are there like Cheetos next to it? That was pretty cool. Yeah, look, yeah, that's pretty.
That's majestic as fuck looking.
Yeah, I could get.
We don't
down
got
with
no
that.
cheetahs or jaguars,
Can I
whatever.
can I get a flag like
We
that
got
to
the
fly?
look at
That would be
we
pretty
even got
dope.
Other word, now we're Rasta.
Yeah, Rasta.
Rasta Marlin man. What, a leaf? Bro, the Baltimore City flag's boring, dude.
It's just the checkers.
It's still
and
better
It's-
than the
yeah.
Washington flag. There it is, yeah, up there. I was gonna say that's
Did we
still
find
cool
it?
though.
Yeah, the city
On
flag.
the right, yeah, that's at least
Mhm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, you just get like the Capitol building or something with that yellow and black.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
See, that would be way cooler than just the green and the picture of
When
him.
I said
Look,
it was
the
like
Maryland flag's even cool in pink.
It's cool, period.
That's when you know it's a good flag. Montgomery County.
We
they
do
can
love
follow.
our flag. Is that which one? The blue and red one?
Uh-huh.
That looks medieval times as fuck.
Kind of does. There it is.
Is that what's that like?
Montgomery
Louisiana?
that's Montgomery County.
That's Montgomery
Oh,
County.
what are they French?
Oh,
The
oui.
fleur de lis.
Oh, oui.
We are Montgomery County.
Yeah, speaking of Ocean Cities, anyone see 4th of July?
Didn't some people get shot?
Someone got shot, a baby got trampled and died,
Really?
and the fireworks exploded.
That's why I suggest nobody go down to Ocean City anymore. It's
Go in the off season.
That happened one time when me and Sean went down there the 4th of July. It was like the truck. I don't know how it happened, but we just saw these fire trucks or whatever going there. And we're like, oh, they must be getting ready to like set up or whatever. And it was they were there to put them out. Like all the fireworks went off during the fucking middle of the day. It was like I was like,
well, just the crowds down there are
was
just
like-
insane these days.
No, it's just the teenagers down there are fucking stupid.
That's the crowds I'm talking
is
about.
true.
Like that's the most of the people.
I don't know. When they do that car week shit, and like everyone
gets-
comes down from fucking Jersey,
It gets
and you're like,
crazy
get the
down
fuck
there, too.
out of here.
H2O.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah, that's like the worst. Where you're
That's
like,
banned now, though.
Mm-hmm. They were causing too much. Like you got to toe the line, and if they come at you hard, you might have to have a boring year or two so
Dude.
that they lay off you a little bit, and then
When
you
we
can
went
kind of
to-
work it back. But you can't just, hey, you guys need to chill, and then they're like, oh, fuck you, and they'd go hard, and then they're like, oh man, they banned it. Like, duh.
Dude, when we went down there for Tim's bachelor,
You went to Ocean City?
for bachelor party weekend,
I was still.
it was the same when H2O was going on, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You put 3 drunk people in a car that have to pee during H2O traffic, it does not end well.
I just didn't get it.
We got to celebrate European cars, Nick. Duh.
They're European.
Huh?
I thought, huh?
So it's all
I thought it was
Volkswagen.
like
It's
all
not-
they're like
yeah,
pimped out cars.
Yeah,
and
it's
shit
not like
that.
rice
I-
burners and stuff. Like,
It's Volkswagens and shit like that. Volkswagens, Audis,
I
all
didn't-
them go down.
I thought
there's
it was,
no like
I mean,
Hondas
they go
and
down
fucking.
too, but it started out as a European car show. Is
I-
what H2O started
I
as.
thought it was like some like shit now like off of like Pimp My Ride or whatever
And
where
now
it's
it
like
is, but
everything.
just
before
people
it
with
was
sub.
that.
Anybody that did
Yeah.
something to their car. I have subs. I have
Yeah,
lights.
That's what I thought.
But it
I have
started-
rims.
It started out before as like European cars with like the drift style tires, the like camber, Audis, Volkswagen.
That's by the way. Can you guys agree that's the dumbest looking shit
Camber in
ever?
your wheels.
Camber in your wheels.
Yeah,
Where they have them in
Oh,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Because trust me, you ain't drifted through Ocean City streets.
Well, not just that, but you're definitely ruining your wheels
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick.
Well, yeah, you ride it on the side.
Yeah, it's retarded.
I don't get a lot of this shit with like.
It makes you slide,
Like
man.
that.
It makes you slide. That's all it is for drift tracks,
my-
not city streets.
My favorite's when someone's like got their car like lowered and then they go over the speed bump and they just
They
like
get, I like when they get stuck.
and that's like it and you're like,
Yeah.
well, you paid for that and now you're paying for it even
And
more.
now you're paying for,
Like-
now you're paying for no exhaust.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so back to Nick in the Army. So,
So I want go ahead. I want to start in the beginning, Nick, because you worked with us while you're going to school.
I did.
Just doing a dumb job. Obviously, that's no
That's
Summer
career.
job.
Just some stupid shit.
It's behind us now.
Yeah, cleaning. Yeah, cleaning ductwork.
we've all grown
And then you graduated college, or
Community
Yeah.
college first and then University of Baltimore after that.
and you
yeah.
went into real estate, correct?
I did. I got my real estate license, sold a little bit of real estate, and was in property management too.
Because you sold me my home, the one we're all sitting in. So
The basement we're in now.
thanks to this guy, this Baltimore basement.
Five years next month.
Five. Shout out. And so, when did the military even come into play at all?
So I thought about it a little bit when I was finishing up at CCBC because I really didn't think I was going to go for my bachelor's, and then I tore my ACL. So that kind of put that on a halt. I remember I went to transfer at that point because I already had my associates. Talked to the ROTC instructor there, told them everything, filled out a card, tried giving him a call about ROTC. Was like, must disqualify me. Never heard back. Then
What school was this at?
University of Baltimore. Never heard.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
And
Never-
that's downtown Mount Royal.
Yeah, it's right by like Mount Vernon. Yeah, right around there. Thought about thought about it more, like a year or two passed, and I'm like, I think I'll regret it if I don't do it. Got a hold of a recruiter, and then funny enough, like a month before I'm supposed to leave, I guess someone new took over the ROTC program and called me, and I was like, dude, that was from like 3 or 4 years ago, and he's couldn't believe like he was working off information that old because I got picked up anyway for like officer candidate school, and then I was gone. Now I'm kind of ready to come back.
Yeah, so how did that sweet deal happen that you just instantly signed and got lucky enough? Because, you know, I know some military stuff and the people in the military. I've never heard somebody going right in without having the 4-year ROTC or going enlisted and then moving to OCS. How did you manage to go right from just some college credits and no bachelor's, no experience to being able to go right to OCS? Because that's awesome.
So I had heard about it kind of like vaguely, looked more into it, and I remember I was starting with the Navy first, and they actually have like officer recruiters for theirs. I remember I kept like looking for like it didn't work out with them. I didn't qualify for like the jobs I wanted, I guess, through them, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to the Army. That's who I wanted to start with anyway. Kept looking for like their officer recruiters, couldn't find them. Didn't know it's because they don't exist. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't.
Recruiters are usually just recruiters.
Literally walked into like the Rosedale recruiting office, like right off of Pulaski, and was like, I don't know if I'm in the right place. Like, this is what I want to do, and they're like, oh yeah, like I can help you put in a packet for that.
You've
and
come
everything.
to the right place.
Yeah, like almost everything's already
Armed Forces Career Service Center.
like almost everything's like already done for them because like through the Navy, like ASVAB, all this like stuff. Like you need a letter's recommendation, why you want to do it, and then you're gonna do like a board interview. Do that. It puts me like. I think I got there like right as the board ended. So like start to end there was like 6-ish months. And then like you do an interview and they don't tell you this at the time. It's like that's just for the reserves. And then there's like a paper board. And that's who actually decides like if you get picked up active duty and like you don't even talk to these people. They like flip through and like will be like yes, no. And to this day, like I don't know what they saw in mine that they liked and picked up. And then you go sign a contract and you're gone at that point. Go to basic training and then go to officer candidate school afterwards.
So do you sign and go right away, or do you sign into any like delayed entry program?
Delay entry. So like when I got there, it was February. I got picked up. Went to sign, and then like they were like, "You don't leave until August," and you're like, "It's 6 months." Like, man, that's a long time for like a lot of like
that's
shit to happen. Yeah,
training time,
I was like,
discipline time.
I was like, what if I get hit by like a car between now and then? Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, a lot of shit can happen in between there.
It's
Where
true.
you're like, fuck, like, what's going on? But that's kind of like the like summarized version of it. Like they make you do like a PT test, all this stuff.
But
like,
so they just gave you OCS as an option off the jump.
It's actually when I got to my like OCS class, you're there with like everyone fresh off the streets, guys that were like in service and everything. And it's harder to get in when you're in service because if you make it too far in your career, they're like, you don't have that many years left. Like, it's not really worth investing in you like that. Or they'll be like, you know, they've got like twice a year they get to apply. Like civilians get 4 or 5 like opportunities throughout the year. So like if
like people that don't come from ROTC in college.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you,
but I didn't know there was a pipeline for that.
Yes,
That's all.
so
Like off the street.
Yeah, that's like so when I got picked up, the acceptance rate was really high because they were like really short a lot of people. Like now it's like the last board I think was like a month ago. Like I still follow it. It's like 20% of people got picked up versus like when I did it, like 80% of people got picked up. Like they were because my pipeline's the shortest. Like ROTC West Point takes 4 years to get someone there. Mine was 22 weeks, and
that's what I'm saying.
Like,
that's an officer, and I'm like, that's incredible.
Yeah, there's like we are the fewest like in there. It is definitely like ROTC is obviously number one, West Point, and then it depends on the year. Like there's somewhere between, I think they said it's like usually between 600 to 1,000 of us that like get in there.
So, when it comes to MOS, did you choose any of that? You have to choose that when you sign up off the jump, or do you choose that once you pass OCS and they're even give you an option because you're now something?
That's like through the course at OCS, they kind of like rank and well, it's not so much they rank and stack you, but like you are there unless you're in the reserves National Guard. Those guys already know what they're gonna do like when they show because it's slots allocated from like where they're coming from. Right. If you're active duty, they basically go. You don't even find out the jobs you have until like a week or two before the course is over, and then they hand you like a piece of paper. But before that, like you're going through each event and you're getting like rated how well like you do. So then they've got you, say there's 50 like after you guys, they got number 1 through 50 like in the class. Then they go like a week or two before you're about to graduate. It's like you get a piece of paper of like we've been allocated this many jobs at this MLS, and they're like rate them 1 through like I think it was 20 when I was there. Like we had, and they're like number one choice all the way down, and then there's like a whole thing.
That's what you guys had to do.
Yeah.
They gave you the 20 MOSs and you ranked them.
Yeah, you rank them 1 through 20. There'll
That's
be
a
like,
lot of options.
they'll be
dude.
like, oh, we have logistics. We got 10 logistics jobs. We have 5 infantry. Like my class, like guys were like really wanted infantry and didn't get it because like my class just didn't have the slots. And that's kind of it. Is like you are really there competing like with everyone for like what you want. The whole time you're there, like you have to kind of go into it being like, I might not get my number one. Like I have to be okay with something like my number one. I would say like number 1 through 5. Like you should be fine there. Like if you're like if I get something in my top 5, like I'd be fine with that. If you're like I am dead set on like I need this one, you could get there and like it might not even be a job that's like afforded to like your class. You could be like, oh, I want it to be like an infantry officer, and there's like 3 slots, and you're like, well, I'm number 10 in the class, which is still like upper tier, but like those top 5 guys want to like you didn't even
unless
have a shot,
1
like,
through 9 specifically don't want
Yeah.
that job, then you're not going to get that.
And I've seen that like just in the short time I was there, because I got like you kind of like are held over there like waiting a little bit, and like my class really wanted it. The class behind me, the very last person got forced into infantry because like nobody like in their class wanted it whatsoever. It's like I've heard this and I've seen it, it's like your class either really wants it and it's like highly coveted, or like nobody wants it, and the last few guys are like in tears that like they're going to Ranger School like because they got it.
So what number did you end up with?
So they never do tell you exactly like what number you were, because they kind of hand them out. I ended up with something right outside my like top 5, so I think I was somewhere in the middle if I had to like piece it together. But like they never go, oh, here's like each class is different cadre, different instructors. So like some of them literally will like march you out there like number 1 through 50. Mine went alphabetical, and they were like, yeah, we don't want you guys to like know. They're like, you'll know by like what you get if it's what you wanted or not.
So what are you officially?
Right now I'm a field artillery officer, but I'm detailed, which means like I'll do my lieutenant time like the first 4 years of my career as like a infantry officer, and then I'll switch over to adjutant general, which is like HR in like the Army. So
That's what we're talking about upstairs, where you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
have like about a year and a half left or something.
About
like
a
that.
year and a half, but now I'm going from Joint Base Lewis McCoy in Washington to Fort Jackson in South Carolina, and I'm actually working. Funny enough, it's come full circle. So my basic training company that I was a part of when I went through was in Fort Jackson, and I got not only the same I got the same exact basic training company I went through to go be cadre at. Like I was like that's or like platoon leader, but like you're not really a platoon leader because you don't. The drill sergeants own the soldiers, not you.
Yeah.
So like you're supporting them and like doing the training, but I was like I had to look at it again. I'm like, this is like the exact one I went through. Like, what are the odds? Because I know there's like
So now you're familiar at least.
I was like,
right?
there's like I literally know right where to go because I'm like I've seen these walls before. Like I was here.
So
Like,
is this what you guys are out there shooting?
that's actually what we shoot. It's a 777.
Let me see it.
Yeah, it fires 155 round.
155, like
Yeah.
1.55.
No, it's a 155 millimeter. Yeah,
155 millimeters.
You can see it down there where it says M777 lightweight 155
Oh.
millimeter round. Yeah. At 29 pounds.
How many inches is 155 millimeters?
I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I don't-
big.
I
I'm
don't
just
fucking-
curious.
big
Like the rounds are
gun.
I
like
bet a British dude could tell us because they measure all their shit in centimeters.
the rounds are like huge. They're like probably like about this, and they're heavy as fuck. And then if you get like the white phosphorus rounds, not only are they like bigger, but they're hard to grab because they're fucking smooth. And I'm like, I'm gonna drop this shit like on my foot, like because
Boy,
when
got
you go
just
through training, they're making you
raining down phosphorus.
you're like picking it. Well, yeah, you're like picking
There you
them
go.
up. Well, yeah, those are those. The white phosphorus rounds are kind of like a light blue, but like man, you're like, yeah, and so so you can tell there's like the training rounds. So like the squares on them are like when you're calculating the math, like where you want them to land and everything. It's like fucking ton of math.
That's a big fucking
Holy
shell.
cow! That's a cache right there. That's quite the cache.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So how long was your OCS school? You said 22 weeks.
So basic training is 10 weeks. OCS is 12 weeks, and then after that you go to once you get your job, they call it BOLIC. It's like basic officer leadership course.
Okay.
That was 6 months. So that for me, some of them are a little bit longer, some of them are a little bit shorter. But if you go to field artillery, the only one that has a higher failure rate is like pilots, like aviation.
So I can imagine.
So because like everyone's like, oh, if you're good at math, like you'll be good at this. It's like the weirdest ass math ever, where it's like, oh, if it's like like I still remember this is it's like oh like everyone here is 5 and above like you round up and they're like oh you only round up if it takes you to an even number if it like takes you to an odd like you don't round down and then like if it's like different weather like you want to flip through and like use this like these numbers and shit like that like I was like this ain't any like math
Like
I've
a
ever,
like a
done.
sniper type stuff where you have
It's-
the humidity taken into consideration, the elevation, how thick
So,
the
yeah,
air is.
They
Like
call it like MET, where it stands for like meteorological data, and like you pull it every like so many hours and stuff like that, and it's like all of like your math you do changes all the time. And you're like, all right,
because
like,
it's all
reworking it,
long
like,
distance.
all the time. Yeah, because they're like we call it like mils. It's like one of the even like smaller ones and like smallest measurements like you can get, and like if you are off by like a few mils like on that gun. Like over miles, like it's about to make a huge like
Oh yeah.
difference. You're gonna be like, you just missed by like 5 or 6 cars.
I mean, just
Like,
imagine
yeah.
you're shooting a rifle and 100 yards. I aim 1 inch to the left. That
Yeah.
shit's gonna be a foot off target, and then like you said, you're shooting miles over something.
Yeah.
You know, you should have got. It doesn't matter how humid it is, how hot it is. If I'm shooting 100 yards, that weather really, unless it's crazy wind, full value, it's not really taking.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're shooting stuff up at a certain trajectory where it's got to cut through all that
That's
stuff.
the one. Yeah, that one's kind of the closest to what the white phosphorus ones look like, and they're so
The
like
D550.
yeah, and it's so like smooth where you're like and so like the other rounds, the bottom kind of has like almost like a hole where like you can kind of grab it there. Nah, this one it's just flat. So you're
Nah.
like this thing's gonna fall like on my foot, and that's gonna be like it. So yeah, so how it says smoke whenever you shoot like smoke.
That is the white phosphorus.
That is smoke. So that's like the Marines are like in Oklahoma. It's like Army schoolhouse, street, Marine schoolhouse. Like they used to be combined, and now it's like they don't shoot white phosphorus. They shoot red because the red's supposed to make it more. It's like a chemical that makes it more stabilized on
So
like
this
ships
is-
and stuff like
Hold on.
that.
Let's see this.
WP, or white phosphorus, is often used against targets which can be destroyed by burning.
Russia rained this shit down.
The
on,
white
like,
phosphorus
Syria
round,
or
with
something
a
few years back.
fuse quick or time,
Everyone thinks
causes
it's like
the contents
against
of the
the
shell to
genes
scatter
mentioned and it's-
and
I was gonna say,
burn as
clearly
it comes
it's not.
in contact with the air.
What are you doing,
This
dog?
is very effective against vehicles, fuel or ammunition storage areas, and encampment. Comes in contact with the air.
God
This
damn.
is very effective against vehicles,
So
fuel
now
or
how far
ammunition
will it
storage
spread
areas,
once
and
it gets-
It
encampment.
depends on the mission and what you have.
White
It, like,
phosphorus can
shot first,
also
so, like,
be
when you're
used to
shooting this,
block
it's
the
not,
enemy's vision.
So you have batteries which are made up of like 6
Shell
guns
to scatter
at a time. So
and
like
burn
mine,
as it
we have
comes in
3
contact
companies
with the air.
or 3
Yeah, while
batteries.
he's
This is very effective.
You have 3 batteries, so you have your full manpower. You have 18 guns, and it depends. Like you can call a mission where 1 gun shoots, you're not gonna get a lot of smoke screen. You can have where all 3 companies are shooting, and you're like, this is gonna be a pretty big like.
A cover. So is
Yeah.
that, I would ask, is that the point of those is for coverage rather than for actually causing damage?
It can be, but
Because I can see that, just that tank
So-
shooting and then just infantry and people and vehicles
So
being
now,
able to just come
Is
up.
that okay to shoot during war?
depends. So like most things, you're not supposed to shoot it at people, but so like one of the main things is like if you shoot it at like. So I remember like an example they gave us at like the schoolhouse is like petroleum's like a big thing. Like if you find like gas station refueling station, it's great for that because like it lights everything on fire. Like they're like no, allowed to shoot at people. Like people aren't supposed to be the target. They're like now if there's
Civilians or even enemy
enemies,
people?
you're not even supposed to shoot enemies. But they're like you find a refueling
Like
station.
napalm.
You find
Close.
you find a refueling station and you shoot it and there's people there. It's just a bad day for those people in there.
Yeah.
Like they're not the target. The refueling station's like the target.
And if they happen to be in the refueling
It's just
station.
a bad day for
Should
them.
have been
yeah.
standing there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
yeah.
So you mean you can't shoot it like this?
What is that? Is that the Russia on.
That's Russia.
Well, I'm pretty sure they dropped it out of the sky. It's just
Yeah.
a little
Yeah,
bit
that's a
diff-
little
that's a little bit
different.
different than what we're
They
doing.
rained white
That's
phosphorus down.
insane.
I remember seeing, this was like, what, 2014 or
something
something?
around there. It was
Yeah.
like when they went into like,
Yeah,
Crimea,
and
I
stuff.
think, yeah.
Where was this, though? Wasn't this in,
That
like,
is
Syria
Ukraine.
or something?
I think so. Yeah, when they were helping, what was it, like Assad and stuff?
Yeah,
He was still in
they had
power
rebels or
something
something.
like
I
that,
can't quite
I'll tell you
remember.
what, though, that shit's insane. That's literally just sparklers flying from the sky.
That's way worse than that.
Yeah, those sparklers burned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real fast and real hot. Damn.
So you went from About 9 months of the training after basic, the school, and then your 6 months of the whatever you called it, the officer stuff.
Funny enough, when I finished like my BOLIC, like the leadership course at the end, it was to the day that I left for basic training. So my whole
1 year,
my first year in the Army was
training,
all training.
I mean, that's especially for an officer, they want you to. They want you to know your shit and be
that's
able to
like
lead people. So
like people are like, oh, that's a long time, but again, you're comparing us to like West Point ROTC, where you're like, it took them 4 years to get to the point where they're in BOLIC. So it's really 4.5 years before they get to like their unit. Where it's like it took me a year,
right?
And I'm there.
So when you went there, where was your first station? Where were you first stationed?
Joint Base Lewis McChord. That's like right. It's probably like 50 minutes depending on traffic south of Seattle. About the same north of Olympia, which is like their Annapolis, like their state capital, pretty much.
Okay.
So you're kind of like right in between. People fight to go there because it's like one of the places where you're not in the middle of like nowhere, like there's civilization,
stuff
and
to do.
Like, basically, where you're not driving like Oklahoma, where it's like 2 hours.
What fort is this?
Just if you type in like JBLM, it comes up.
Isn't there Mount Olympia? Isn't that like a mountain up there?
There's Mount Olympia, Mount Rainier. There's like 4 or 5 of them up there. I could see Mount Rainier from like.
Yeah, how you gonna not have that stuff on a flag, bro? You're gonna have.
That's what I'd say. Like it's just lazy. Like there's so much to work with, and it's just they just didn't give a shit. Like
he's like, fuck, we missed the deadline. Hurry up, throw one together.
Yeah, it's like when you're like, Mom, I have a project due tomorrow, and I need what the fuck is it that they use? Like the fucking paper that you buy at like
a
like
poster board.
Yeah, poster board. Yeah, poster board, and then we print out like George Washington's face, cut it out, and just
tape it on there.
Boom,
Call
like
that
it's
shit a
good.
day.
Copy and paste an internet search, print it out.
Then again, like all the like hippies out there are probably like, oh, it's so what the fuck they
They're probably
it's so abstract.
They probably hate it now though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to change that.
It's fucking weird out there, man. Like
Seattle is crazy. When's the last time you were in Seattle? Just recently?
Yeah, I mean, I go up there fairly often. I thought like the Birkenstocks and shit we make fun of them for.
The
like,
sandals?
Yeah, I thought that shit was like a joke. That shit's like real out there. Like the Jesus Stompers
The
are
Air
fucking.
Jesus.
The Jesus Stompers are fucking
They're
out and about.
expensive too.
I thought that, like these
They're
people are like
$200.
Yeah, they're like I paid $150, I paid $200, and I'm like, you're fucking nuts,
bro.
Like,
They last
ain't
apparently forever.
they fucking better.
They're probably super comfortable. Look, I got man Uggs. I can't say shit. They're goofy as hell looking, but boy, they're comfortable and they're warm in the wintertime.
I think like they remind me, like all the hippies out there kind of remind me of like the Hamden people that like you see where you're like
yuppies. They're not hippies. They're yuppies.
Yeah.
It's like the next generation. They're like bougier.
You kind of look at them and you're like, they look like they haven't showered for like 2 weeks, kind of like they got like that kind of like feeling to them
for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. They're like rent's like $3,000 a month and shit like that. And
like you could take a shower, dude.
Yeah, like both your parents were doctors growing up. Like you didn't fucking have it tough.
You chose this life.
Speaking of expensive shoes, Nick, look at these things now.
What do we?
Nick's gonna love this.
I used to have a pair
Benny
of
just be
these.
randomly. By the way, Nick, Benny just if he's not involved in the conversation actively, he just randomly Google. People can watch if they ever watch this. Will just watch him randomly Google
time.
shit in that other screen with the internet.
No.
Just constantly.
So you're talking about expensive Birkenstocks. Nick gave me a pair of these phone posits because he didn't like them back in the day.
I think they're so ugly, dude.
Look how much these motherfuckers are selling for.
Probably like $400.
That's not what they're selling for.
$6,750.
That's what someone's asking. That's not what they're selling them for.
But
right next to
StockX,
it's $280 though.
There's a used, but StockX brand new.
$550.
$600.
That's
shit like
first
that.
of all, that's
For
I
a
don't.
pair of fucking shoes.
I don't get sneakerheads, dude. It's one thing if you have some sneakers because you like them, but it's one thing to have them in boxes that's collectible. Like
I'm gonna go back to the like 6,700. He's like one of those guys who walks into like pawn stores and is like, "This is what I see him selling for."
No, but I'm saying
it picks the highest fucking thing on eBay of
Literally,
like
though.
it's
The
like,
outlier
oh yeah,
is fuck.
this is what they're getting for
Literally,
these. They're getting
someone
fucking
on
$7,000.
asking for $6,000 for a pair of Nikes.
You can ask for fucking whatever you want.
They're
It
not
doesn't
even
mean you're
like-
gonna get
They're
it.
not
guy's
even
like-
they're not even like Air Mags or anything.
the guy's like, there's not one other post for under
Yeah.
$700.
The next closest
Yeah.
one's like off of like $6,500.
No, but I'm
Yeah.
saying though, someone's asking $6,000 for
Are
a
they
pair.
signed or something?
No.
Well, how
It was-
they might. I bet they added an extra number. Maybe it was like
It was a
$6,675.
They accidentally hit the 0 one
Yeah.
too many times and it just like
Uh-huh.
logged. They didn't catch it.
Like 675. So now it's $6,750 or something.
Insane.
They're like, I wonder why this isn't getting any hits,
Yeah.
dude.
Remember, 10 years from today, we're gonna type that.
Unless
in.
they're
Still
like
on eBay.
LeBron game worn fucking
Boy,
things.
Autographed,
Right.
fucking, but he broke a record and won a championship.
He's still doing it. He's still putting up numbers.
I don't care.
I'm done with the NBA.
We
Yeah,
need to bring the
dude.
bullets back.
It's so
Bring
yeah.
Probably do better than the fucking
Maybe
Wizards
change
right
the
now.
name a little bit.
I was gonna say the Bullets never left, just the basketball team.
Hey, the city's on pace now. They're doing better.
For what?
They said for murder, they're at like not half.
Gun
but
violence
Or
is
definitely
it's
not
going
at
down.
half.
Gun violence is down 2%.
It's going down. Yeah.
Down like 200 people this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
Doing
I was
good.
gonna say we were doing a little bit better.
That's wild.
You know
That's good to know, though.
You know what makes me wonder that though is like, are we really doing better?
No, they're just not
No, you're
solving
boosting
crimes.
No. I was
Stats.
gonna say, or are people
You're
like
boosting
for
the
a while
stats.
there, people were moving out at like record numbers.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah. The
shit,
ci-
are
the
we just
city
like, are we
itself.
just like losing that many like fucking people?
Yeah, because
and,
now
like,
if
we're
you
just
look at
down?
it, what are the numbers with the counties now? Like the
I don't
county
know.
murder rate
Yeah.
or like Edgewood or some shit like that goes up, and you're like,
It's
it's
sad.
kind of the same thing. It's
I don't know.
like,
I don't know. I mean, like, yeah, they tell you the numbers, but they don't. You know, there's more numbers behind it.
No,
I
you
guess.
Yeah, there's-
they're
I mean, I
bad.
hope it is getting better. Like I said, it came to. The
I mean,
city.
I
thought it
live
got a
here.
little bit better. Yeah.
I mean, it's to me nothing's changed in 5 years. There's still,
We haven't had a stray come through the walls during a podcast chat.
yeah.
So that's good.
That's true.
I still take Baltimore over most of the other cities I've seen. Like Oklahoma City, I was like, not that great. Seattle, it felt like if you weren't like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates money, like you're you're fucking outpriced. Like you can't do shit anyway. Like
And you can't
afford it.
live in any of those.
You
Well,
can't
that's
live
here
there.
too, though. If you want to go downtown and live in a nicer Baltimore, you can't. Generally, people from here, you have to be like a college graduate from somewhere else that got a job at one of these office building businesses, because these studios
Look
are
how
like.
much it is to go to the aquarium.
So like I
Well-
get like Canon shit.
For
It's
real.
like expensive. Like what we're comparing. Like
I'm
used
not.
to-
I'm talking about like those a part where like the doctors and business people, the beyond Canton, like
Okay.
those high where you're talking about like
That's
in
fair.
studios are like $3,000 and like a one
Yeah,
bedroom that's like a penthouse, but it's one bedroom because it's like
you
3,000
mean
square
like those
feet of wide
condos
open.
we did that were literally an old fucking
Yeah, they're
warehouse
like
building?
$1 million condos.
No,
People own them.
But imagine like where I'm at. I'm still an hour outside Seattle, and I'm like,
that's
I
wild.
get bored. I'm looking at places. I'm like, oh, like there's a one bedroom, one bath kind of. I'm like, and it's $400,000 still, and
Yeah.
it's like nothing fucking special.
And
like,
it's like a
at all.
condo.
It's a condo. The fees are still like another $600-700 a month. Like you're gonna pay, and you don't get like fucking shit for it.
Yeah, you get.
And you're like,
And
I
you
could
literally
get
have
an
neighbor
end of
everywhere.
you
group
just get a
townhouse.
maintenance man or
You're
something.
like, I could have a rooftop deck in Fed Hill now. Like I could be the shit.
You could be
Like
in Locust Point.
yeah.
The problem is your salary out there is going to be higher than your salary here. And like you said,
Just
your
the
housing
housing
allowance.
allowance,
So it's
yeah.
kind of the same thing, but
You would think like I say out there it's like Boeing, Amazon, and like Microsoft, and it's like
In
if you're, not,
Seattle?
if you're not a tech bro, like you're fucked. Like it made me realize like
Tech bro.
the industries here are way better, like more
diverse.
diverse. Like you have a different skill set out there. It's like you're not a computer programmer, you're not an engineer. Like
It's kind of that whole
Like, get
from
fucking
Cali
back.
up, like
Yeah.
that whole Silicon Valley, that
Yeah.
whole area.
and like I guess like I didn't realize until like I was in Georgia too, like where Officer Camp School is. You know, like driving through Alabama and shit like that. I'm like, fuck, like our counties are more built up than like these fucking guys like cities.
Bro.
and shit. I'm like, this is
dro-
wild.
I flew into tech with my sister. She went the enlisted route and then went to the officer.
Yeah.
They call it something
like
different.
OTS,
It's
yeah.
it's some officer, OTS. It's officer training school or some shit. But it's in Alabama, Montgomery. So I flew to Texas and we drove to Montgomery. Boy, some of those
Yeah, they ain't
places
shit.
along the way are like shit. Now, and where some of the parts of Montgomery they were trying to like kind of build up and
Yeah.
put some new, nicer looking stuff. But some of those places are so poor and there's zero place. It's just like
There's no jobs.
there's
like,
no. Well, there's
at all.
not. It's like
there's nothing there.
yeah, it's like just grass and farmland for 20, 30 minutes, and then there's like a town of like 100 houses, and like one corner store where you can get a couple things, and then nothing. And it's like these people. There's like 10 cars in the town of 100 people because
Yeah.
nobody can afford. Like, and it's like they're just stuck
They're
here.
just somehow living there.
Yeah, and
I
I'm
don't
like,
get
how?
it.
It's just probably assisted, and they just never get out and never get to thrive. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's like when everyone sees like they're like, oh, rent in Missouri is like $500. I'm like, yeah, you gotta live in fucking Missouri. You ever been there? There ain't shit to do. There's
You better
nothing
get a
there.
good. You better get a job
Like,
first, and
yeah,
then,
you better get one of them like fucking remote jobs that everyone's taking.
The problem
away.
is, I bet those little communities were like farming communities that worked at a
Probably,
local
yeah.
farm, and then all those farms, you know, they had
Gone.
kids and had grandkids, and they're like, I don't want to fucking farm, and they sell it, and those people are just stuck in those towns.
Yeah.
Because you know there's acreages of farms of like one family ain't running 1,000 acres, so they need some work, you know, and then that's a decent living if you're out
Yeah.
there in the South, like working and helping. But yeah, it'd just be like a couple of little, one big neighborhood, a couple streets, maybe 100 houses, like one post office, a corner store,
Yeah.
and then nothing. And I'm like,
nah, yeah, no, like we got our problems, but like, man, some of these other places, I'll take it here any day over those fucking places.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all about perspective, you know. You can look here, and I can look up Bel Air Road and go, damn, they got it great. And I could look down Bel-Air Road and go, thank God I'm this far up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all the perspective. So
I think it comes to that thing of like everyone thinks the grass is greener everywhere. Like you see it all the time,
Yeah.
but it's like, you know, sometimes you just gotta water your own grass to like.
hey, look at that, dropping knowledge.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, Nick. So so you went to, how long were you over in that base in Seattle before you knew or before you left for Korea? Or did you already know going over there that was the kind of the plan?
So when I was in Oklahoma, they do this thing where they try to take like one of the lieutenants, pair him up with one of the captains in the career course that's coming from like somewhere they're at, and the guy I had, funny enough, was like from Philly or whatever. So like me and him were pretty like we were like pretty on the similar like wavelength, like
light pole.
like personality wise, we were like pretty similar and shit like
Philly's
that.
kind of
like
Baltimore,
yeah, still
like,
like East Coast vibes and shit
fast
like that.
and upbeat.
And he was
rough.
like
Zombies.
I get like my orders where I'm going, and I'm like, hey, like, what can you tell me like about this place? And he's like, yeah, this is like the brigade, which is basically like the adjacent like unit to him and stuff. And he's like, yeah, we just got back from Korea. And he's like, I'm pretty sure they're getting ready to like spin up to go over there. And I was like, great. Like I picked.
He's like, me, us, we are.
I was like, I picked JBLM because like I was like never been on the West Coast, want to see the mountains, want to do shit there. Like Seattle's close by. That was the reason. I was like, cool. First day I get to the unit. Get pulled into like the lieutenant colonel's office. He's like, yeah, this time next year, like we're gonna be in Korea. And I'm like, cool. At the time, I'd only really heard bad shit about it. Go over to Korea, and I'm like, this is the best kept secret ever. This place is awesome. Everything's cheap. I don't have to look at prices. And I never told myself no to anything. And I'm like, why the fuck does everyone think this place is so bad? Like, they got shit figured out over here.
I don't think does Korea have a bad rap?
So,
No, obviously,
North Korea does.
obviously North Korea has a bad rap, but I honestly, my personal opinion, I know nothing but
So-
I play guitar. Guitars that are made in Korea they're not quite the top, like Japan will do it, but like
Yeah.
Indonesia is where a lot of people, but if you see Korea, that's usually a next level. Like their craftsmanship's pretty solid generally.
So I think like vacation wise, like you don't hear bad stuff in the army. Like some bases you go to, people can't take their families and shit. So like if you're married, they're like, this sucks. Like I'm away from my family for a year or two, and it's like not like a real deployment or anything. You're like, I'm over here and my family's back in the States. Like why am I here? Like you're single. I had a great it's awesome being over there. It's
Are you exotic as like a white man
dude. So
to
that's
the
like
Koreans?
the funniest part is like you go over there and like you know.
Ooh, American.
Like they like black and white because like you're like
different.
Yeah, like you're just different and like
You stand out.
I remember like we had this one dude over there and he was like, yeah, like I went out with this chick and like hooked up with her and like then you know I was thinking he should have asked this first. I guess it was such a big deal. And he's like, I wasn't her first like black guy or whatever. And then like the Korean soldier I have was like, yeah, go to North Korea. You'll be the first black guy like over there, like guaranteed. Like just like totally like fucking like just lighten the mood and like just shitting on this dude of like you like get over it, dude. Like you'll be all right.
That's my Dennis Rodman was up in North Korea a whole
Oh
bunch.
yeah. It was fucking great though.
He's
Like
our
yeah.
ambassador.
You're you're getting like we're all over there like black and white getting fetishized. I'm like this shit ain't that bad. Like I'll get down with this. Like leave me here. Like I'm having great.
That's what Joe used to say when I had like a beard and it was all red. And he's like, because he'd go to Puerto Rico every once in a while. He's like, bro, down in Puerto Rico, you just down there, a white dude having a red beard, you'd be all exotic. And I was like,
oh dude,
really?
if you
Like,
have like eyes that aren't brown, like I remember.
I got blue eyes. They'd
Yeah.
probably be like, oh.
Well, like I
We all got blue eyes.
like we're just taller
True.
there too, so like you stand out. Like they weren't as short as I thought they were. Like they're still taller than most of like the other Asian countries, but like still significantly shorter than most Americans, I would say. And like I remember I'm talking to like this. I forget where I was at. I think it was like my phone or something like that. I'm talking to her, and I feel like this chick's like just staring through me, like hard as fuck, like looking into my soul. And I'm like, I think something's on my face. I'm looking at my clothes, like what the fuck?
Doing
like,
an ice cube.
like what's wrong with me? And she's like, oh, you just your eyes are so
Do I
pretty.
still
Like
look high?
you're
yes. That's what he's like.
yeah. She's like, your eyes are so pretty. Like what color or whatever? Because she couldn't remember like how to say green or whatever like that. And
See, he's
like-
got green eyes, you jerk, Benny. You just said he had blue eyes. As your brother, you don't even know.
Yeah.
They change.
but
Do you have blue eyes sometimes?
I don't
See,
know
you
that.
fucking don't even know. Nick, he's just going to lie. He's not even going to accept
They
that he's
change.
wrong. He's just going to tell you you're wrong.
Do you feel having blue eyes? Your eyes change colors? Like, they
Me,
get bluer?
personally, no. They've gotten darker.
Think so?
They were super bright blue when I was younger. Like, Coda eyes.
I feel
Probably
like on
not,
rainy
but
days, my eyes are bluer than
rainy
normal.
days.
Mhm.
Maybe because it's darker out.
I think
When
so.
do you look at your eyes on
mean,
like
I-
sunny and then rainy days? Like you compare them? Do you?
Well,
I don't.
No.
I look in the mirror.
So while we're on the topic of eye color on the 4th of July, I remember
Nick's like,
we
shut the
had-
fuck up about your
we
eyes.
had we had a 4th of July where we picked him up and he's like fried out of his mind. And I remember we went to McDonald's and he's like, I feel really patriotic now. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean you feel? He's like, my eyes, they're red, white, and blue. For like just being stoned out of his mind. And I was like, you're fucking like, get the fuck out of my face. Like,
When was this? A long time ago.
Oh, man.
it was like 6 or 7 years ago,
Probably.
something like that. I don't remember exactly.
That
but
line's
yeah.
been used a lot.
I was like, get the fuck out of here.
So nothing but good things to say about Korea.
I would go back if they told me I had to be back in Washington to go back again.
Real
I
question.
would find a way to be there.
Without the military, would you go back? And,
Yes. Yeah.
Would you go back and visit, obviously, or live there? Not like permanent. I'm not
Okay,
saying
that's
like
what I was
that.
gonna
But
say.
yeah,
How long
would
are we
you go there
talking?
for like 6 months or a
Take a
year
stake.
to live
Are you
there?
saying like I get a job at one of the military bases there and like I
Some
live
shit.
there?
I don't know. I
I
don't know.
would
I
do
don't have
that, yeah.
like for like a year or something.
Yeah.
And
Oh
just
yeah.
live
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Korea.
Yeah.
I'm not
easy.
saying permanently move, but it's a
Easily.
place you can see yourself.
Like everyone talks about like, oh, I want to go to Japan on vacation and shit
Like-
like that. I'm like, fuck Japan, go to Korea. Like
Fuck
your money's gonna go
Japan.
farther. Go to Seoul, go to Busan, which is like I guess like their Ocean City Rehoboth area.
Go to gang.
How
like-
big is it?
The beach.
No. Just South Korea. Did you get to travel a lot?
Oh,
or just
I
kind-
went everywhere. I
So,
kept
yeah.
trying. I kept trying to find the hood over there, and there's like no.
Well-
hood. Everywhere has a hood. There is not a hood in South Korea.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Me and John went to Denver. Sorry, to change up. We went to Denver last year because you said that. You know, we're from Baltimore and shit. So we're like, let's go to the worst neighborhood in Denver. We just want to see what it's like. So we Googled through multiple sites. We wanted to cross reference and got like the top 5 worst, and it was like close to like intersections. It was like that specific.
Yeah.
We went to all 5.
Yeah.
Not one felt unsafe. 2 of them were like a Canton or Fed Hill or a Fells, where it's like just a strip where it's bars. So I'm sure at night they can get crazy, but like there was no. We're like, what? Zero hood, and then
Yeah,
other
yeah.
websites are like, there is no hood in Denver. It was, bro. The house we were at was a rancher, no basement. We looked it up. That neighborhood was like $700,000-$800,000 houses. Insane for nothing.
Yeah,
For
like
this size yard and just my first floor.
yeah, no, like over there, I could not find. Like I tried every weekend, I couldn't find it.
Japan has one hood. We had to Google it one time, and it's like the best hood ever. It's just like some drug addicts, but like it's
I'd say that's where the Kuz are.
They don't
There's-
even like do like really have drugs over there. Like over there, like all young people still smoke cigarettes, alcohol. That's like it. Like they're like no weed, no nothing. And I'm like, God damn, like
Japan.
okay, like,
Yeah, they're
whatever.
very traditional type culture, I guess.
Yeah. So like
Very disciplined.
yeah, I remember like I got bored in the office one day and like I had this Korean soldier from the Korean Army attached to me and like I'm like, hey man, all right, like I need you to rank Asian women in the order of like attractiveness you find them in.
Like what country
Like-
you mean?
Like yeah. And like he goes like, oh, Korea #1, Japan #2, and I'm like, all right, like that's pretty like close to here because he's from like Busan, which is like a 2-hour boat ride like to Japan. Like he's been over there like a bunch, and I'm like, what do you find like why Japan like #2? Like I gotta know.
They look pretty similar.
And no, dude, he was like, oh, Korean women used to listen so well, and he's like, Japanese women are so, and he's like, how do I say? And he's like, obedient, but like I don't know. And I'm like, I know what you're saying, but like he wants to come to the U.S. and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna really like
Feminism, bro.
Don't say that over here. Like your ass might be on a fucking milk carton by the end of the week. Like, or they're gonna put your ass on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
like,
definitely don't say it to
you're gonna be
nobody
bummed.
with dyed hair.
Yeah, I was like, your ass is gonna like be in for like a culture shock when you come over here if that's
Bro,
what you're expecting.
If
like,
I feel like maybe parts of Japan, but I feel like the big cities and stuff are
Like
very
Tokyo,
Tokyo. That's
Osaka,
probably
yeah.
not true at all. They're very Americanized, from what I've heard. I've never
I
been
don't
there,
know. I
obviously,
haven't been either.
but I can't imagine you go to Tokyo where like you can apparently get like underwear in a vending machine. Like I doubt you meet a girl in the street and she's like, I am super conservative lady and I just cook you food. You know what I mean? Like
So like that's how like
it seems like what Korea would be.
Yeah, Japan.
no, it's like
that's my
strip
underwear.
club. Like we like looked over in there. There's no strip
That's what I'm
clubs
saying.
in
Like it
Seoul.
seems like it'd be
it's
really
super
conservative.
conservative. Yeah. Like, but like Seoul itself, like you're talking like demographics. It's like Korea has 60 million people. Seoul has like 20 million people in it right there. And then like initial like outskirts is like another like 10 or 15. So like
Everything else is just scattered.
pretty much like you got everyone else kind of like the more south you go, it's like all the farmland and shit. And then
Is
like,
that more like villages down there, like towns and villages?
Kind of, yeah. And then that's like if you go down there, you start noticing like people don't speak English as well. Kind of there, it's kind of more of the like like the farmland, like more like
Yeah, they don't interact. They're not like
Not
the
really,
business
yeah,
center.
yeah.
They don't have to deal. They
Pretty
just they
much,
just
yeah.
deal with their city.
like I mean, just in Seoul anyway. Like if you're white, like you get a lot of eyes, but like you go down there, they're like you're really lost if you're like down
Yeah,
here.
way
like,
down there. That's where I'd be wanting to go to
Oh.
like see some cool culture and find out
Yeah.
what's. So what those far you went down that area?
Oh, I went all over the place.
What
man.
what kind of big attractions are in Korea?
They've got. I don't remember.
Because honestly, I don't. Benny, do you know any? Like off the top of your head?
The Gangnam Style dance.
That's in the Gangnam district in like Seoul. They actually have a statue like about like the dance like thing
Terrible.
there. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's an actual like statue
Great
like
answer.
in there about it. Yeah, like it's like a. I didn't know like I heard the song. I didn't know like Gangnam was like a place in like.
It's like a
Korea.
district, right?
So it's like it's in Seoul and it's kind of like best way I can describe it is it's like the New York City like section kind of. It's like one of the more expensive like ones. So like you're doing a Gangnam style like you're doing it well off kind of.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
like a bougie elite
Pretty
kind of
much,
style.
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
So that's like the banker, like the finance
Kind of,
district
yeah.
kind of people, like
Yeah.
the suit and tie, like
Pretty much.
flashy. Huh?
Yeah, you're gonna pay a lot of money. Like to
I
be
would have
there.
never guessed that.
No,
to
I
be
didn't
a,
even know it was like a place.
to be a
when I went
Gangnam
there.
style. Is that guy not American that made that?
No, he's
That's
Korean.
Korean.
He's Korean. Yeah.
100% Korean.
Learn
They
something
got
every
like
day.
they got like temples and stuff like that down there too. Like a
Not
lot
to
of,
that
like,
guy, right?
No,
I'm
not
just
not
kidding.
to
I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
Just
Like that's kind of
dance,
like
not
the
the
thing. To be honest, like I went south. Well, like kind of like when you go down there like once or twice, you're kind of like all right.
It's just
like,
all like
yeah.
kind of flat, no mountainous, cool. Like
No, there's
I
a lot
love
of mountains.
nature. That's
There's
why
a
I'm
lot of
asking.
mountains in Korea. Like, yeah, you want mountains. Like, there's mountains. It's not like Washington mountains, but like there's a lot of mountains. There's a lot of nature. Like, one of my friends say like a resort they had down there, and like it's like no bullshit. Like the room he got's probably like as big as like the basement and everything, and it's like obviously like pimped out, like everything like that on the water overlooking, it, and you're like. Yeah, if you paid like for that here, you're like that's like $400. And he's like, I got it for like 100. Like I'm here all week, like having a great time, like
Dude,
on the
you imagine
resort and everything.
$700 and you're there for 7 nights. Like,
Oh yeah, and he's like on the water, like as like all like these like crazy parties and shit are going on.
so is that water like? Are the
Oh,
beaches cool?
so clean,
and you
yeah.
swim in it and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of places like I guess I'm thinking like more European beaches. They're like rocky and like I feel like it's always cold.
The West
and
Coast
people-
has the rocky beaches too. Like I was like, this fucking sucks over here. Like,
and
give me
yeah, it's like
sand.
I've never been to like quite like I've seen them and I'm like that doesn't seem fun.
yeah, no,
Like
it's not.
England and shit just has like rocky beaches where they
Yeah.
just go wade in the water a little
That's
bit. And I'm
how
like,
that's how it is. Like on the West Coast, I fucking hate it. Like I'm like, give me fucking sand.
the west coast of Korea or here.
No,
you
West
mean?
Coast of Washington's like
Oh,
the
wow.
rocky
Yeah.
beaches. Yeah, no, like the shit's beautiful there.
Where's
like,
that at? Korea?
Type in Busan because that's like where like their main beaches are. Like that's like
How do you spell that? You gotta tell me.
Busan. Like that's like yeah, like it's
Look
literally
at that cool skyline.
It's literally like like yeah, and it's like the cleanest place. Like well, just Korea in general is like the fucking cleanest place I've ever been to.
So anyway, how big is it? Like, how would you like? Do you know how like compared is it like a state size here?
Yeah, look at all
The
umbrellas.
what like Busan or like
No,
Korea?
Korea.
I mean it's 60 million people, so I guess like if you got I don't know how many people
Because I'm saying like you know like
California
Ukraine
has.
is like the largest city in Europe besides Russia, and Texas is bigger than Ukraine.
Like if you want like, are you saying size? Like,
Yeah,
if it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
if like
I'm just wondering.
like probably like New Jersey, maybe a little.
That's
bit,
small?
a little bit bigger than Jersey. Yeah. So
Okay.
like I took the subway, so I was like 10 miles from like the North Korean border. You could take the subway from there to Busan, which is all the way southeast, like bottom. of
almost, that's about as far as you can travel. You're saying
pretty much on like the subway, and it took 3 hours. So I would say like yeah, Jersey, I guess. Like if you're trying to, like you figure like top to bottom by subway, maybe might be a little bit bigger, but like that's probably the most comparable, I guess.
That's small.
Yeah, and you got 60 million people there. Like take DC and just be like boom, 30
No,
million people.
I don't
like, right
really
around
like
there.
DC. So how long were you in Korea?
9 months. Too short.
I was gonna
Send
say,
me
yeah,
back.
you see,
Send
yeah,
me
I was saying you
back.
seem hyped about it. I feel
It was
like
awesome.
that wasn't enough.
Really didn't know what to expect going there, and then after being there, I was like, "This is sick."
So
Like,
all training, all fun, no like nothing combat related, nothing serious.
So like we're like when you're there, you plan stuff because you're like obviously 10 miles. You're like we're the first line. Like
yeah,
everything
yeah,
like
always
that.
to be ready, combat ready.
You
or
do a
whatever.
lot. You do a lot of training there and everything, but like Itaewon and Hongdae were the best like nightlife places. But like you get downtime to like go and do stuff and everything like that. And like I made the most of it. You know, you're gonna get guys that just sit in the room and like are unhappy, but you're like, these are the same guys who sat in Washington and were unhappy. Like they aren't gonna be unhappy anywhere you go.
Yeah, you just gotta take
Like,
advantage of whatever situation you're in.
Is this a subway tunnel right
Yeah,
there?
Bro, that's
so
cool.
some of them look like that. That's not.
That's the Gangnam district, bro.
Yeah, most of them ain't looking like that. But like, go back up. That is like the like
God, look
the
how
that
subway.
looks
it is.
clean,
And
dude.
that's how it actually looks. Like
No homeless people, no drug addicts.
No graffiti.
so, like
No
that
dead
that
people
like
jumping
Asian,
in front
that
of-
like Asian guilt's like a real thing. That like even the homeless people will have like shit they're trying to sell you, like to get like money. It'll be like they'll
They're
be
not
set up,
asking.
and it's like they're trying to like give
Yeah,
you
that's cool
something
as shit,
for
I
the
think.
money.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're not just like homeless please help.
It's like
homeless,
the
please
old
help. Like,
crackhead
yeah.
versus the dope head. Crackheads would be like, I'll
Fix
wash
your
your
lawnmower.
car, I'll run, do this,
Yeah.
I'll cut your grass. Dope heads are just, give me money. Like at least crackheads used to like offer to do things or sell you things for money, and then
Yeah, no, like that shit is real. Where they're trying to like get money, like.
Oh, I can only
by
imagine
selling
the
you
guilt
something.
from just the parents of those people.
It's
Like from
usually
what I've
old-
heard,
it's a lot of older people. It's not really young. It's honestly not really young. It's a lot of older people when I think back on it.
I got a lot
that
of
are just
Koreans
out
pretty
and probably
well.
their kids disowned them or something. They fucked up somewhere in
Yeah,
life and
yeah.
They have no honor anymore. Some shit
So-
like that.
Funny enough, I found this out when I was over there. It was like the dating apps aren't really a big thing, and it's the only ones on dating apps are ones who were like international, like students and shit like that. And I guess maybe some of their friends or whatever. But like the clubs and people go out all the time because like that's how crazy to meet people in person. But like that's like that's
Yeah.
still like really. I was like
Apparently
bring it
Busan's
back here.
popping off.
Busan is it's like there in Daegu down there is like the nightlife. But if you I liked Itaewon in Seoul. That was like my place to go to. I loved Itaewon.
Dude, that looks. Those cities
Just
look
how lit-
great.
how
Yeah,
lit
yeah,
up it
dude.
is.
This
So where he's at in Itaewon, right there, the white dude with the beer.
Yes.
That pub was my favorite place to pregame too. So it's like an Irish pub over there,
really.
but like actual Irish people in it. And I remember the first time I went there was like I didn't even notice like their specials. It's like it was like literally buy one get one, and I'm like 24 ounce of Guinness or whatever, and like I was like two of them, and my like the guy one was like two, and then they come out with like 8, and we're like, what the and like for two of them it was like $10 like over there, and you're just like we're about to get trashed before like we even make it like anywhere like
This
off of
beer's gonna be flat before I even get to
that.
it.
It was like any like Irish drink you had during their happy hour, it was like buy one get one free. Like I was getting Irish coffees and like shit like that, and I was like I'm feeling good, like let's go, I'm ready to
bet.
go out, like yeah.
Dude, that looks fun. But Nick, if you ever go back to Korea, dude, on a regular vacation, I'll definitely go with
Oh,
you.
So that's Intuan right there.
That's some of the clubs. So Itaewon is like this. It's literally like take like a street like with the townhouses kind of, and it's just like literally just one street of all like clubs, like just straight up and down there. Hongdae is like blocks on clubs, and it's more like geared for like the college kids and like a lot. You'll see a lot more like
That's like Towson.
you see a lot of international people like at both these places, but more so in Hongdae because it's by the colleges and they got like really like.
Good
Like
colleges.
fucking ass. Like people were coming from Europe, like shit. Like the Russians are there, like all like English and everything. Like it's a great, like it's sick.
So that's Saul right there.
Dude,
So-
that all do they all really look like that, or are
Yeah,
these
they
like
do.
bullshit internet
So
No,
all
filters?
they
these
look
signs,
like that.
Are these business signs or are they advertisements?
Business signs.
Business
Aren't they the
signs?
same thing?
Well, I mean, like, is that actual the business is there, or is that like?
No, those are like the
Didn't-
actual
That's
businesses.
that's so many signs hanging off.
Yeah,
buildings.
no, it gets like that where I'm like, if I could read, I'd probably be overwhelmed.
Sensory overload.
He's
Yeah.
like, it's easy that I don't know, so I just ignore all of it.
The surprising thing though is like, I would say the thing that doesn't account for is like, most of the signs will be in English there because like everyone speaks English like that. So like they'll have
Hell yeah, America.
they'll have like Korea and then it's like honestly the Korean sign will be smaller than the English sign in most places. It
I'll
was
tell you what, it's a cool ass looking place.
Yeah,
it was
right.
sick. I was really upset. I kept trying to like we come back on like different flights and I was on like the second earliest flight and I kept being like, oh, I'm single, like send someone who's got like a family and stuff to get back to, like I'll go as late as possible, and they're like, no, you're still going back, and I'm like, I'm fucking volunteering to stay here longer, and you're not gonna swap me with the guy who's got kids and stuff like that. That's kind of a little fucked up.
That is a little fucked up.
Yeah,
I feel
I'm
like.
like, all right, like
What if he's over there and secretly, like, he's got rank on you, and he's
Damn.
like, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Like,
Look how cool that looks.
dude,
Yeah, it was sick.
what city? That looked.
That is
hold on.
that's Seoul. That's still Seoul.
Oh my gosh, holy crap! So New York City's got what, 8 million people in it,
I have no idea, but
and you said this has 20
it's
million.
about 20. Yeah, I want to say. I mean,
But look how big that is. It looks so dense all the way back,
So now-
and there's just a mountain.
it
I was gonna
is.
say, are these mountains?
It
here?
is.
And it looks
Yeah, it
dense
is.
and urban on the whole other side of the mountain.
There's like
Holy
a few
cow.
parks in the city, but
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's
That's
kind of it's
so
pretty
cool, dude.
Yeah. So some of those places I remember we went to, I don't remember exactly what it was. One of the temples like we went to, and like this like kid in like elementary school comes up to us and is like obviously they know we're foreigners, which is funny when you're over there and everyone keeps calling you a foreigner and you're like, fuck, I guess I am.
Well, yeah, you
And,
definitely
like,
are.
yeah. And like he comes up and is like, excuse me, can I give you guys like a tour? Like it's part of my like class to work on my English. Is like I have like all the history and
See,
stuff.
that's cool.
I'd be worried I was getting
That's
scammed the whole time.
No,
I'd be
like they don't even charge you like for it and shit. He's like can I do it? And
Just
like
so
you
can
tell me.
practice this English.
Yeah, and
I
he's
get
like-
it, but I'd just be like,
and he's like, can I like
Nothing's
at the
free.
end like you tell me like if it made sense to you or not? Like this kid's like going through it, and he's like killing it, and I'm like, he speaks better English than some of the guys like I came over here with. Like,
you imagine if it was terrible English and you had to deal with like a 30-minute tour with just
I
made
have no
zero
idea what
sense
the
at all.
fuck's
going on.
How was it? Be
Dude,
like, dude, it looked really cool when we
So,
were walking around.
you can you can tell who people learn English from. It was honestly hilarious. So like obviously Australia's close. And like they pick up that accent when they like they speak English.
Australia,
Like they'll
that's their English they learn.
Some of them, well, then some of them will like have went to England and stuff, and they sound English. I remember it was like these Japanese chicks were on vacation in Seoul, and then they started talking to us, and I was like, I must really be drunk right now to be hearing like what I'm hearing like at first, because like it fucking like I was like. Mary Poppins? Like, I'm fucking confused.
Like you're speaking British
I was
as a
like,
Japanese
wait
girl?
a minute. Yeah, I'm so confused. But yeah, and then you can usually tell when they learn from like another Korean because it's like you get that like prototypical like accent like you like assume. But yeah, like man, I got thrown off when I heard British like and Australian, and I'm like,
That's funny.
what the fuck is going on? And then you hear like the American ones, and then you're like, oh, they came over to America and stuff like that.
All right, so city nightlife was cool. DMZ zone.
So you'll see like the North Korean. Well, I wasn't at this part of the DMZ too much, but I still saw it. So go back down. Those blue houses. So half of them are owned by North Korea, half are here, and you'd have to be more on top on the aerial view. And you can see the North Korean side is very faded. They don't keep up with it like the South Koreans do. And it's a lot darker blue. But on the North Korean side, same thing. You see the soldiers popping out, taking pictures with like their camera, always like watching you everywhere you are.
It's a public area or no?
So there's like some of the
demilitarized.
some
zone.
of the areas is like public. Like if you go there for like a tour, you're gonna go there. We went to like Outpost Harry because our like military counterparts, and like you go in the tunnels and shit, and you're like, yeah, I mean this is how you know like it wasn't built by like people as tall as us. You're like fucking all hunched over and
Yeah,
shit,
look at that place.
trying to get there, and you're like my fucking back hurts. Like and you're like these guys were fighting out of this, and you're like fuck this. Like that's how like a lot of the food places look
I would
like.
say so. Is
Like
this
in
a restaurant
Wuhan,
here?
no, that's
Or is
like
this
some of
the
the.
street food.
It's not really street food. It's like inside. Like if you've been to like the Dundalk like
the flea market.
flea market, how they've got like some food places in there. It's
Or-
kind of like that, but it's
Or
not
like Lexington Market.
Yeah, like
Kinda-
the Broadway
yeah,
market,
yeah,
the
yeah,
Amish,
yeah.
even the Amish
kind
market
of like
to a
that.
point.
Where like there's like a food section in like their markets and shit like that, and you can go there.
So did you actually have to do patrols in the DMZ?
It's more like you get kind of put like it depends on which part you go to. Sometimes you're just sitting there and you're just looking at them and they're looking back at you, and that's like it. Like you're just there.
What I seen recently, I think it was India and Pakistan, that at the border every day, that the soldiers just
Fight each other?
they dance. They like do not a dance. They like do a march, and like an arrogant like I'm this like a confident march, and they march, and then the other one marches like a show of like whatever to each. It's like an everyday daily thing.
They have like speakers that the North and the South have that both blare like propaganda like back at each other like all the time.
So
And it's
so
like,
extra.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of like 5-year-olds like trying to like just yeah. I'm like God damn
so
it.
that's the line.
I mean you can't you're not gonna get close to that. They're not. But
Doesn't North Korea? No one's trying to sneak into North Korea, bro. No one wants to live there.
Except
No one's
Rodney.
trying to sneak out from North Korea either because it's just I mean, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They're not, like, I didn't know this, but it's like for them to even go in parts of their country, it's like gotta get approved. Like you're like
Travel.
like
That
the-
sounds
like
horrible.
they're not coming this far south. Oh,
Fake
like
fat kids and fake grocery stores.
I've seen it
Fake
in there,
fruits.
Yeah. I would have liked to have been a bird.
What
to
is
kinda
that? Clothes?
Just, I don't even
Those
know.
are ribbons.
I don't know what that is. I didn't see that where I was.
It's the unification
That's
brim.
that's everybody's
I feel like-
martial arts belt hanging up.
I kind of feel like some stuff though, like when I was over there, is like you know, you read shit about countries and you're like, yeah, it's like from the tourist perspective, and you're like, yeah, I mean, I guess, but you're like, that's not really how it actually is, like
Yeah.
all the time, because it's like one thing to go there for vacation, it's another thing of like I was there a year, like I kind of got used to it.
And you're there for a year as an officer,
Yeah.
having to learn some of the kind of the policies and the
Yeah.
politics about it. So you probably definitely a deeper understanding than someone who goes there for a week and just wants to hit some nightlife.
It just stays in
and-
Seoul
yeah.
the whole time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you've been back what, a month and a half? You said
Almost a month and a half. Yeah. It's
So,
been about that.
you're on a leave now, or are you working somewhere
I'm
here?
on leave right now. I go back. Our stuff's gonna be getting back from Korea sometime this month, and then in August I start working my way to getting out of Washington and coming back here. Like as soon as it hits September.
South Carolina.
Yeah, I was saying my time's almost up on the West Coast, but I'm ready to come back to the best coast. It's too fucking expensive over there, man. I'm paying $5 a gallon for gas. I'm over it.
That's crazy. That's like
I don't know how people afford it, dude. Because I'm like, I hear people that are making less money than me, and I'm like, how are you alive? Like,
yeah, like how does because like I said the Colorado houses we were at when I was on vacation, just like I said, we're in a basement right now. These houses didn't have basement.
Yeah.
One floor house, like a Florida home, $700,000-$800,000, and I'm like, what do you do if you just are the person that works at the
Dude,
grocery store, or you're the person that like
Yeah.
is a clerk at the gas
go
station?
to like realtor.com and like where I live at in Tacoma, you're gonna see shit in like not good areas, and it's like still 700,000-800,000.
Yeah,
and
Benny,
you're
stop
like,
just randomly surfing the fucking internet
I'm not
over
looking
here.
at the DMs video.
He's just randomly surfing the internet the whole time.
So what are those blue houses for?
I think it was supposed to be for like I'm trying to remember exactly. I want to say it's like where people and leaders are supposed to be able to meet and like
It's a
talk,
like a safe
like,
zone.
able to, like,
a
talk.
neutral spot.
Basically, yeah, like a shared like area of like, yeah, where like people are supposed to be able to like talk, and it's like shared.
You can't attack this either side. It's like
Yeah.
like a truce room.
What am I looking up for real estate?
Yeah, like if you go to realtor.com and just type in Tacoma, because that's where I live at, like 30 minutes south of like like Tacoma, like the truck, Tacoma, yeah. Yeah, you can do that too. That works. Sure, I'm freestyling.
Come on, Damien. Bro, we tried to get a YouTube video of a knockout on YouTube. Pulled up. Sorry,
He went-
Damien,
he
we're
went-
putting you out here.
He went on Google to type in YouTube video of someone being knocked
Oh, we're
out.
looking at rentals. We're not even looking at like buying a place. I mean, you could still look at
Okay,
that. It'll
okay.
it'll still hurt your feelings either way. Like you're still gonna be really upset. But why
You're
are
in
you on there? Go to
images.
all. Yeah,
You're
go
in
to
images.
all. What's wrong with you?
Come on,
'Cause I
Benny.
was
you-
still typing.
Click right there, realtor.com. Just click on that one, or you can go to Redfin, whatever you feel. Shooter's choice. Come on. That's-
72 grand, bud.
I mean, that's
That's kind of reasonable.
Yeah, it's
4-bedroom, 365.
well,
That's about around
also,
here.
That's a very rough area, though.
Where's it at?
That looks, yeah, it's South Tacoma way.
How do you know? That doesn't look rough at all.
No. Like I'm telling you, well, that's their.
Do you know where we're sitting, bro? What are you talking about?
Baltimore. I've realized this everywhere I went. Baltimore rough is very different than everywhere else is rough for sure. Like
Yeah, like Florida, the same thing. Stay out of
Like-
here, and I'm like, why?
Like
what are you
I'll
talking
ride
about?
my bike through their hood in the middle of the night, whereas like here I wouldn't ride my bike in the middle of the
This
day.
road
and,
didn't
like,
even have fucking green grass.
650, bro. That's super steep. I would not want to be on it. The inside looks nice, bro. I'm telling you, these Denver houses were $700,000-$800,000 for one floor and a regular small yard, and I'm like, that's insane.
The thing though, I will say is I think Washington's got way more like tweakers and shit than we do here. I mean the homeless is definitely worse, but like the amount of like I don't know what it is about
They're
like
on the
drugs
uppers
there.
over there.
I went
Well,
to
it's meth. Meth is out on the
Yeah.
West Coast.
they have it's like Aberdeen where like Kurt Cobain and shit grew up. Like I went there and I went to like the bridge where like wrote about a song. I'm like, yeah, this looks like where someone would do like a ton of drugs. Like this makes
Just
sense.
stare at nothing.
yeah,
and
this
This looks
fucking,
like a good drug
I was like,
bridge.
this kind of makes sense now. Like I get it.
uh-huh.
All right, here we go. 800.
8, 9. I mean, that at least is a big house. That's your view?
Yeah,
cool
I mean,
deal.
you see the mountain everywhere you're out there.
Oh.
That
He's like, that ain't
view,
shit.
that view ain't special to them.
Oh, sorry. How many? 6 bed? Dude, 6 bedrooms is a lot.
Oh, I
Yeah,
mean,
but look at the kitchen. It's
Dude,
in the
does that
living
say 5,000 square feet of a house? That's massive,
room.
bro.
No way.
That's huge.
they've got to be counting like the wrong square footage. I feel like not.
The realtor and Nick is coming out. Like, get the fuck out of here.
There's no way, and there's no way that's 6 beds. It's at least like it's probably.
Bro,
There's no
Oh,
fucking
is that
way.
is that like a? Is
It looks like an in-law
in-law
suite or
that's
something.
why they're counting
Yeah.
that. That's probably like 1 or 2 in there.
Well, that's
and then
kind of
they're, like-
dope then.
a lot of places out there are like that. But
For
that-
$890, dude, to have like a whole second little thing, you could Airbnb it or just have like
that's a
a.
lot. I feel like still like $890, like almost $900. Like
We're
yeah.
talking like we're neither any of us can
tw-
even
like
come close to
20%
affording
of
it,
that's still like almost $200,000.
which
to
is
put,
still
like,
more
yeah.
than what this house costs.
Yeah, like,
Like,
I'm good. I'll go to like I'll
if
go-
I not that I could, but if I had that money and I could buy that, I want some acreage.
hit map, hit like map in the top right, because I know the area better that way. Because like I live to okay, you see like right up around there is where I live by. Like those are
Whoa!
Okay.
I mean, that was quite the one. 9,800 square foot. That's a lot. It says. For
Yeah,
that house,
yeah.
click on the house you were just on. That
yeah. Like
looked
I live
insane.
up there. Like yeah.
Oh, look at you, baller. Damn, 1.7 million. Wow. You live over there, Nick? That seems kind of
yeah.
excessive. It looks kind of ugly on the outside and plain, to be honest.
That's like half that state. I feel like, or at least the east side. If you go to the west side, it's
Like
more
that just
normal
looks like
people.
old, boring money.
Yeah, but that's also the people that are in the houses fucking shit in there.
That's
still.
true. That kitchen though,
Or
dude,
it's staged.
I love kitchens. I love cooking, so that would be.
Alright, so up in this way. So
Yeah,
let's go.
That's kind of there. Like right around. Yeah,
Let's go a
actually,
little
that's
south.
pretty close to where I'm at.
Still 875,000. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Bro, there's a house on the
It's like you're.
Sipple right here for $450.
I think it's like there. People don't even have the aspiration to own a house because they're just like, I will never be able to like touch this, and that's kind of like sad.
It makes sense.
Like it's crazy though. And then you're like, yeah, and then they're still paying $2,500 a month in rent. and you're
For
like,
rent, yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. The housing market, especially out that way, is just
You could buy a
crazy.
lot full of trees for 72,000.
Yeah, and then you
Dude,
probably can't even do
4.7
nothing.
acres. That's a lot of land for that money.
Yeah, but what if you can't even like build on it
Yeah, you
though?
can't
I mean,
build
you're
on
not
it.
what I mean?
wrong.
Like if it's just trees, like I guess it's great for you to set your tent up, like.
Or
everyone
you
else in
clear some.
Washington.
Dude, for 72 grand, if money costs or if houses cost 700,000-800,000, you could probably spend 500-600 grand to clear out a lot and build your own house after that. So you're,
Yeah.
you know, either way, I wouldn't be doing it.
Little rancher, 385,000.
See, that's what, dude.
Yeah, but
that's
that's also
nothing.
a foreclosure though. That's also like
The one
if
next
you
to
can
it?
even get,
Oh,
like,
that's a
the money
foreclosure
for it, You
also.
know, like if it's all fucked up and everything.
Are they all foreclosures?
Yeah, that
Jeez.
one's pending.
Even a $600,000 foreclosure.
Yeah.
There you go,
Yeah, you got
535. I mean, the one on the left looks kind of nice. What's that red one on the bottom left? That looks like it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, actually, I want to.
Half a mil.
I don't know that street. I'm not sure.
Oh, we'd buy more trees for a half a mil.
Yeah. No,
Anyway, these prices are probably just insanely more than
Dude, like I
Columbia,
say, when-
South Carolina.
when I come back here and I'm like,
Now
man,
let's
shit.
see
So I consider it
Baltimore.
affordable. I'm like, yeah. Fuck that. What did they do to me?
I mean, where you're going is probably going to be even more affordable than
Yeah.
here compared to
Oh
that.
yeah, I fucking hope so.
Beautiful Cherry Hill.
$35,000. Why are you looking this stuff up?
Because I just went to see, like, you saw the hood of there.
What do you? No, we didn't.
Yeah, but he said that was not a good neighborhood of that one street. So let's look at the price difference between the hood there and the hood here. About $300,000 is the difference.
And that's a foreclosure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nice.
that's insane.
I mean,
Wow.
yeah, it's not the very
I
best
mean,
place to
it is
live.
the West Coast.
I'll go to like Curtis Bay. I'd be fine around there.
Oh, hey, I'll tell you right now what you're looking at, Nick.
21226. I know. I'd be fine.
Go hit up fantasies and stuff. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Speaking of local strip clubs, did you see Escapes is closing?
I did not.
Being
I
sold.
haven't been to a strip club in years. I don't.
I almost went to Gold Club Thursday just to get the fuck out of the house. I just needed something to do.
Just go get some. Whatchamacallit? Chaps built like an actual,
right out there.
an
Oh,
actual
it
like
is?
building. Yeah, yeah.
I haven't went past
Their
it
little
yet.
stand is still there, but it's like empty, and they built like an actual like indoor
Huh.
like a
I like
full
the-
building.
I like the one for 150. That don't look too bad.
Where's that at?
21207. That's on the west side.
207.
Yeah.
I don't even know where
I
that is.
thought, I thought we were looking at Curtis Bay. What the
So
fuck did
did
you
I.
do?
Just type in the zip code.
Yeah, 07's west side, like by like Lockern and shit. I thought.
Yeah,
Now
because
we're
09
talking.
is like Pikesville and stuff, and
Yeah,
I think
that's what I
07 is
thought,
like
yeah.
that way. Damn, what's that 450? That looks nice on the left, the bottom left. It had a pool and shit in the background.
Did
Yeah.
they just did I just miss like the gentrification of like Curtis Bay or something?
Yeah, it's up
mm,
and coming.
Oh
now.
wait, is that okay? So we're gonna zip code. So that could be still that's Anne Arundel down there. Okay,
Look
that's
how little
why.
that is.
oh yeah, you're down in
you're
in the
Anne
beach part.
Arundel. That's why you're in the county.
Yeah.
I'm clicking where Dylan told me to click.
No, I didn't.
Bottom left corner for 450.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just saw a pool above you. Were that 130? That's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
Curtis Bay.
Curtis Bay, yeah.
That looks like that lady's house we cleaned. You remember that? We cleaned her ducks
Which one?
in Curtis Bay. We only did like 1 or 2 jobs. There was a little old white lady.
I remember the one we took Nick to for his first day, covered in.
Yeah, I didn't think I
cigarette
was gonna make it that far.
tar. That's probably the grossest house I've ever been in.
Yeah, I thought that was. I was like, I might need to find another job. after
Either that
one.
or the one we told Basili to genuinely stay out of, don't come in. We were in Aberdeen. I don't even know if you were there. We walked in and we were like, all right, normally no, we wanted somebody would go upstairs, somebody would go downstairs, we'd be like,
It
come
was
back.
like a crack
how
house.
many ducks do you see, whatever? So we could tell them it's gonna be BGE, so it'll be over 10, this
yeah.
much, blah blah. So one of us goes up, one of us goes down, let's come back together. How many vents do you see? And I forget, one of us said 0 and one of us said 1. And we're like, there was stuff.
Dude, it
everywhere.
smelled like ammonia. From
They had
all the
like
cat
2
piss.
cats and 3
No,
litter boxes.
They had 2 cats that they knew of, and then there was an additional like 15.
I don't know.
cats
There
she
was
didn't know
there
in
was
the
like
basement.
3 litter boxes that were overflowing. It was the Basili came in and we're like, genuinely, dude, just stay outside. Like, don't we call. I almost felt bad to a point because we called Tony. We're like, we're not doing it because we can't, and it's disgusting in here.
Dude,
and then
literally, you walked in and your eyes burned.
yeah, it
from
was
the
it was
ammonia.
foul, like legit. And then Tony called the guy because the guy's like, what do you mean you can't do it? And we were like in this triangle battle going, and we're like, dude, we literally
can't see.
can't see any vents.
Tony even asked him, how many vents can you see in your house?
Yeah, 1.
One.
Yeah.
He
So
goes,
the
I'll
guy's
do it
like,
and I'll charge you $400.
So the-
Well, that's
like,
what Tony
but-
said. He goes, we'll clean the one.
like no. So where the guy shows up, and first he's like kind of thinking like we're whatever,
Moving, man, gonna
and
move
he
all his
shows
shit,
up
yeah.
and he's like, it
I'm
turns
not
into
funny.
he walks in and he gives them 30 days to clean their house up or get out.
Yeah.
He's like, this is
He
completely
pretty much hit him with an
unacceptable.
eviction
This is
notice right there.
disgusting in here. He's like, I'm not having this. You have 30 days. I'll be back. If it's not like a sanitary, livable house, like
Yeah.
you're gone. And we were like, that's 100% our fault because we could only see 1 vent, which is really their fault.
Yeah.
But like, yo,
Dude, they
like,
had newspapers as their floor mats.
yeah, it was,
That's gross.
and they were just happily sitting on the couch watching TV when we got there. I'm like,
With piles of cat shit in the corner.
yeah, I'm like, this is foul. Yeah, we literally told Basili like, don't just stay outside, bro.
My
We
favorite-
sent pictures to Tony. That was the first time Tony ever, no argument.
Yeah.
Pack my shit up and
Yeah,
get the fuck out of there.
yeah, probably because we had his son with us,
Yeah.
but we were definitely responsible for a 30-day note. Like they were responsible, but we
Yeah.
brought it
we,
to
we
light.
brought it to attention.
Yeah, we brought it to light, and that guy, he kind of said was kind of mad at us, turned into, never mind, I fully understand what you mean, and
apologized.
you guys are fucking disgusting. Like, get your shit. And we've been in many houses, all 3 of us, me and Benny, probably me at this point.
Was this
more
like the
than
landlord?
Yeah,
Like, you're saying
'cause
you were
he-
dealing with it, didn't know it was like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like you're gonna
You
do
can't-
it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then
So
he's
it was like
yeah,
he
no.
was like, they called it like a slumlord because he had a rental. Remember the 2 lesbian girls? He had a
Yeah.
rental we did right before that, and we went to the second one, and we're like, you can't. They were like, he's like, you just did one. What do you mean you can't do this? And we're like, dude,
I can't
like,
see shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he showed up, and he was like, and we remember he showed up, and all the little black kids like knew him. It was some slumlord shit. Like he showed up in his car. These little black kids riding around on bikes all came up to him like, "What's up, Mister Sub?" So he's like dapping him up. This old white guy. I was like, "This is kind of wild."
And then he walked in the house.
and walked in and was like, "Oh, nah, fuck this." Like,
Like, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
yup.
He said, you need to have the smell out. You
Yeah.
need to have all this shit out. If not, get all your shit and
Yeah.
you're out.
Like normally I'd be like, I feel bad for that, but they needed a
Wake
kick
up?
in the like a wake
Like,
up call. Yeah.
like you gotta get this shit together.
Yeah, dude, like, it was bad.
So Nick, you thinking after this 4 years you're done, or do you know yet?
4 to 5, I think so, because I just see like what other people are like. I'm like, I don't see myself moving around as much as like I see guys do for a career, and I'm like, reserves, good
Yeah.
option. Still kind of like get my taste, get my fill of it, but I'm like, I'm ready to like stay put. Like,
Would you want to come back here
Yeah.
and then use your GI Bill, go to
Yeah,
college?
I'll probably try to go to like University of Maryland or something like that.
Do you know what for? You have any idea?
I'm debating on right now if I want to go for MBA or if I just want to go to law school at that point.
Is that what you want to do? Law?
So that's why
That's
why I debate on it is because I'm like, do I want to work lawyer hours? And I'm like, the more I think about it, I'm like, no, like fuck that, like no.
What kind of lawyer would you even want to be?
I don't know. I don't want.
I was just wondering.
I don't want to be a prosecutor. I know that. Like that seems boring as fuck, and like there's no money in that. So like, what the fuck would I want to do that for? I don't know.
So it's kind of still up in the air yet.
Yeah, I'm probably leaning.
You don't want to do like civilian field artillery, you know?
No.
It's like-
I lean more towards the MBA side of stuff. Yeah.
What is that like?
It's like
Masters of Business.
Administration.
That's
yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. Do some shit like that. Yeah.
Dude, you should. What's the one that all the my sister got a master's through there? It's all that military shit. The UMGC, the online shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm alright.
It works and it worked out.
Yeah, I just
Because in the end, it's a piece of
It
paper
is,
or it's a
so
document on the internet. They passed.
The thing about the like GI Bills, they give you like a housing allowance while you're in. It's based on like the school you go to. So I'm like, University of Maryland's gonna be a lot more than like there. So
that
I'm
makes
like,
sense.
Give me the money, like I can.
I
Get
feel
it.
you.
Like yeah.
Are you still gonna go online?
I would do like a hybrid, maybe like a day or two in person, and then like that. Because I think when I come back, I'll probably be around like South Baltimore and probably more likely like Fed Hill or something like that.
Holy shit! Nick's gonna live the Fed Hill life. He's gonna have 17 roommates in a 3-bedroom house and pay $3,900 a month for rent.
I'm not getting. I'm not getting any roommates. I'm gonna be good on that. But yeah, I'm ready to be back. I'm kind of like hitting that like I think I get to like Carolina, at least on the East Coast, I'm so ready to be back on the same time as everyone. And then like be able to come back when I get like some longer weekends and like holidays and shit like that versus like damn, I gotta fly back and it's gonna cost me this much just to get back and then go do shit and everything. I'm like, I'm ready to be back. I'm tired of like the West Coast people and I'm ready to be back on the East Coast.
It is a little frustrating just like living away like in Florida for 4 years that every time I would use my vacation I would get per year and all I would do was just come home.
Yeah.
Because it's like I miss everybody, so like I have my one chance a year to see people, and then it's like for 4, 5, 6 years, like I didn't actually go on like a vacation.
Do stuff, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I feel like it's like
the same way.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to see you guys regularly. That way, if I have time, like I can do me and do something I want to do on top of that. So that's cool.
No, yeah, I'm definitely ready to be back for sure.
Who's got better seafood, West Coast or East Coast?
East Coast, it's not even close.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, like if you want like salmon and shit like that, like they get a lot of that shit from like Alaska and everything, like tuna shit. But like if you're like more of a shellfish person, like shit like that, like yeah, over here. I mean,
do they have it? I mean, what do they? They don't like the crab legs and all that and lobster. That's all the Atlantic anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean, like they got like more of like the tuna, swordfish, shit like that. And everything like more of like just like actual fish, like
saltwater shit.
Like,
Although
yeah.
I did have this fish one time when me and Laura went like years and years ago in Malibu, this place, but it was this fish called Opa.
Opa.
I did never seen it again a day in my life, dude. It was the best fish I ever had. But besides that, I can see that.
The food on the West Coast sucks. Like
what?
compared to here, like,
really?
Yeah, it's fucking so there's pizza place like a few shit like the pizza places fucking suck anyway.
Well,
There's no Italians out
right,
there.
right.
So
They probably got
mom
really
and
good
pops.
Asian inspired food or like Hawaiian fusion islandy food maybe.
I like Asian food, but I don't like it like that.
or
where
even
it's just
Mexican.
like
I'm sure they got.
no, there's no there's no Mexican
Well,
food out
I
there.
guess southern. I'm like
That's
the
like
southern West
SoCal
Coast.
and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that. But like, cause like yeah, there's
It's
hardly
too cold
any.
up there.
But like
Can't even get down Pablo.
like the pizza places you go to, and I'm like, I want like like how here like most of them do subs and shit like that.
Well, that's what you said. There's no mom and pop shops.
No, they don't do any like that, and I'm like, man, like I really want to sub. And I'm
Oh,
like,
it's all like a Domino's or Papa John's where you just get
yeah,
pizza and maybe some chicken nuggets or something. Like
it's like there's a mom and pop shop on the corner there, but it's like they only do pizza.
there's
like,
no. It's like
there's
Gills.
no Strombolis, there's
There ain't
no
no
like
branching
calzone.
off.
That's
There's
like
none of this
Gills-
shit. It's like pizza.
Gills
like,
right up the street. Shout out Gills Fire. They literally do one pizza. That's all they have. Their menu is pizza. It's one size. You call and you ask for what toppings it is.
Yeah.
They don't sell a single side. They don't sell a single other size. You call and I'm like, I want a well done pepperoni pizza for Dylan, and he goes, okay. And they have a cooler with drinks. That's it. It's the most streamlined business I've ever seen in my life.
So yeah, like I'm like, man, like I want to
But it's
sub, and
fire,
I'm asking
though.
people, I'm like, where you guys go? Like when you want to sub, they're like, oh, I go to like Subway, I go to Jimmy John's.
So-
and I'm like, I don't want
no.
that shit. Like
Yeah.
I want a fucking real
Like
sub.
a cheesesteak from
like, yeah.
somewhere.
Nah, that shit doesn't exist. Like I fucking am like, I'm probably gonna sweat like cold cuts out on the way back. It's like I had to get my fix while I'm here.
You need to go get a cheesesteak with some fried onions
Yeah,
and
I
mayo.
had a cheesesteak last night actually, but yeah, like over there, food sucks. Like I like Asian food, but I can only do so much.
So
of
that's
it
why
before I'm like,
that's
I'm
why
tired
people
of
out
this,
there
like-
started grunge. The food sucks. The weather sucks.
I didn't realize how bad
Bridges to do
the
drugs on.
I didn't realize how bad the winter affected me until like I went to Korea, where the weather feels like here latitude longitude's the same as Virginia over there, so it's like the weather feels almost the same, and like I come back and I'm like, I feel a lot better than like I and like people could like were telling me they're like you seem more energetic and stuff like that. Yeah, like that those winters over there are no joke. Like
In Korea?
yeah.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or no, in Washington. Where like
yeah.
like just rains. You don't see the sun for like 9 months, and you're like, this.
Yeah, that's
fucking
I can
sucks.
imagine.
Like,
Yeah, that's why grunge came from there. It's depressing.
Yeah, summers are awesome. Like, yeah, I like.
Not too
I'll
hot.
go visit. Nah, when I came here, it was like 60 degrees. Like there, like
60 degrees.
I'm wearing sweatpants
I
and
would
shit like
die
that. It's great.
for
Like,
60 degrees right now.
but nah, like outside of the summers, like fuck that shit. The rest of the year, like it's fucking terrible. It just hits October and it rains until like spring, and you're like, this is my life. I thought they were joking about how much it rained. Oh, yeah, it might rain like 3 or 4 days a week, like some weeks. I'm like, nah, that shit was every fucking day.
So it really is like they say it is.
It's like not a heavy rain. It's like a mist, but it's like just enough to piss
Just
you off.
always.
Like it's just enough to like
Get everything wet.
aggravate the fuck out of you because you're like I'm wet. Like this is miserable. Like yeah.
This is fucking miserable.
This
That's
guy.
funny.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shit's going down with work still right now. Now they're trying to cover schedules, and I ain't about that shit.
You can elaborate. We can talk.
Yeah, we can talk
schedules.
about it.
Yeah, we can talk schedules. I'm all ears.
Mine's filled right now. They want me to work Sundays, and I have obligation on
Did you
Sundays.
tell them that you're religious?
I told them that in our podcast. I said, Jesus told me Sundays are for podcasts.
Don't do this.
Don't do that.
Mm-hmm. That's what they told me.
No,
Yep.
don't listen to him, guys. He's not religious, but he is booked on Sundays because this is a Sunday. These are Sundays.
A puppy dog.
That's another thing. I want to get a pet one day, but I keep moving around too fucking much. to
Don't
do
be
it now.
thinking you're gonna move to fucking Canton in a townhouse and get some dog. That's gonna be a pain.
Well, I'm gonna get a cat or something. Like I can just like set it and forget it, for a little bit.
You just have an indoor cat that just looks outside and longs to kill things, and you're just
Yeah,
gonna keep
one of
it
those
cooped up.
One of the black cats that kind of makes like people think like the house is haunted, so they stay away.
Good idea.
Like
Leave it
don't
on the
fuck
front
with
porch.
it. Yeah, kind of like that.
Right on the front steps.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it'll just go away if it's on the front steps.
Just
Think a
comes
cat
back.
is not gonna. Well, yeah, it comes back, but it don't stay there. She's gone,
Yeah.
killing little things, hanging out with other cats.
Chilling on the neighbor's porch.
Fighting the
That
rats are the
mostly,
same size.
yeah. This ain't New York, bro.
I don't know, man. I went down a few hours where they got hit by like the dump trucks, and I'm like,
I mean,
"God
yeah.
damn,
What's her
thing's
name?
huge."
Brenda. When we used to go down that alley, specifically, like what was that? Middle River or Middlesex? She lived in Middlesex.
Who are we talking about?
Brenda. Remember that lady, Brenda? She used
Oh,
to
yeah,
cook
yeah,
us
yeah,
food.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
into
yeah,
anything
yeah,
other
yeah,
than.
yeah.
But remember, was that Middlesex? It was, right? Middlesex is a
Yeah,
specific
More
neighborhood.
like Kenwood. Across the
That
street
is
from
Middlesex.
Kenwood.
That's
literally
specifically. That's
Middlesex.
thank you,
Yeah.
Nick.
No, I'm trying to think of the area where she
But it was
at.
Middlesex, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, her bro, those alley rats, boy,
So,
Huge, yeah.
specific. Cause she'd bring us out food, which was pretty sweet, like meals. It was actually really cool.
with Meals on Wheels for us.
Yeah, but there was, not her, but like that neighborhood.
Yeah.
You'd see them motherfuckers in the dark run across.
It's
the
where all those townhouses are with the alleys because people there's just
Leave their
so
shit
many
out,
people,
yeah,
and even
and
if they
everything.
don't, there's just so much stuff to get
all
into,
the
and
trash
people,
cans and shit
yeah,
all
and
over
people
there.
just throw. They literally just around here. I watch people just roll their windows down and just throw trash out. It drives me
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, there was some pretty big rats there.
They were. But I've seen those like New York City rats like videos,
Yeah,
and
they're,
those
like,
things
as
are
big as, like, the
yeah,
fucking
they're like
cats.
legit as big as cats, like
Yeah.
bigger than my cat. She's a small cat.
I've seen some pretty big rats in the city there too.
Yeah.
Downtown, fuck yeah, look like big ass cats, little dogs. Yeah. I'll never forget. We were going. We did a job at Meyerholtz one time, and we got out of the work truck and we're walking. He goes, "Look out, it's a dead dog." And I go, "That ain't a fucking dog, dude." And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I go, "Look at its tail." Rat that fucking big, dude. It literally looked like a small fucking, I guess like a Jack Russell that size. Yeah.
A Jack Russell.
Yeah, dude. This was the biggest dead rat I've ever seen in my life. Fuck that thing.
It's gross.
I'm with
Yeah.
another pit bull.
Yeah, they're fun dogs.
Yeah.
What happened to yours? Is it dead?
The Pharaoh, yeah, he got
Yeah.
really sick a while ago and
Yeah.
didn't make it.
Now they got a
That sucks.
boxer.
I
Your
don't-
mom's got a
I don't-
boxer?
I was gonna say I don't have shit.
Your mom's got a
Yeah,
boxer. I was
my
like, hold
mom's
on, your
got-
mom's
I-
got a boxer.
I don't
yeah.
have shit. Yeah.
What's is a boy?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Caesar.
That's I was gonna say that's right, Caesar. That's what I thought. That's a boxer.
Mhm.
It's
Like
not a mix.
boxer pit.
It's
mix,
a yeah. It's I
it's
thought it was a
mix.
pit mix.
You look at his face. That's more boxer than pit. He's definitely got the body of the pit though, but he's definitely got the fucking.
It's a
underbite.
mix.
He's got
Okay.
he's got the underbite of a boxer.
Okay, they definitely.
That's why he's mixed.
Yeah, he
you
needs
know?
braces. He gets
He's
braces.
half and half.
If he got braces, he'd
That's
be a
what that
real-
means, right?
Yeah,
Mixed.
apparently.
I always tell her mom, if we get braces for him, he's gonna be a real handsome young man.
Yeah. dude, What's Kelsey's dog was like?
Yep.
Zia.
Same thing. Yep.
She was cute though.
Look like it catch water in the rain.
Uh huh.
Yep.
Never go thirsty.
Nope.
They don't have to look up. That they evolved. Dogs can't look up.
They can't.
It's a Shaun of the Dead.
Movie called.
That was a great movie.
They
I
evolved. They can't look up, so they put their mouth out. Ooh, that's how they catch the water.
That's my favorite zombie movie ever.
Bro, it's one of the
that,
best.
and, that and Zombieland are my two.
I just like when they-
just opens the door. and
When they
boom.
tell him to be zombies, like show me your best zombie, and he's like, "Who died and made you king of the zombies?" Like, show us yours, and he's like, "Perfect zombie." They're like, "Oh shit,
I
that's
just love
pretty
the
fucking
whole.
good."
There's no gun, so they're using cricket sticks and vinyl records.
I just remember when they're at the play. It's like a playground in the backyard. He walks up the steps of like the slide
The
or
hut.
whatever, and
Yeah.
he sees them all, and then just comes right back
yeah.
down.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
dudes. Just when they start fucking
Yeah, and
with
they're
them,
they're
but
just launching like he's just walking slow, and they're
they're
just
going
throwing
through
a
the
box
vinyl
of
records,
albums.
picking
Yeah.
which ones. To
Not
throw.
that one. Oh, this sucks. Wow, they're just launching them.
Yep. Or where they're fucking making fun of the guy in the alleyway.
Yeah.
How much did it cost them to make that movie? Wasn't it like 20,
Not
20
shit.
It couldn't have been much,
It
dude.
wasn't a
There's
lot.
no
It was
way
such
it
a
was
low
much.
budget, and then they showed like how much money they made, and they're like,
Dude, it
"This
was
is
a
like one of the most profitable
fantastic
movies
movie.
of like all time." Yeah.
It's got to be. It's like if Strange Wilderness made a bunch of money, that would have to be the most profitable. That thing had to cost nothing
Dude,
to
nobody
make.
knew about
That's
that.
what I'm saying. It didn't make no money.
That's
You-
like the Bitcoin of like movies, where
What?
it's like buy low,
yeah.
and then just like overnight you're like, boom, this
Yeah.
is what I have.
the Bitcoin of movies.
I don't even know what else you could call it.
I like that.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Shaun of the Dead let off though, because then they had Hot Fuzz and all.
Dude,
after that.
and they had
Funny as shit.
great movie, and then they had Paul
That
with
was fucking funny.
with Seth. That was their first American movie
Yes.
because with Seth Rogen. Because I always
forgot
forget
about
he was
that
Paul.
movie.
I
He was
always
the
forget
alien.
about that. He was the alien, and then they did
Why does everyone think we're gonna prove?
the
Yeah.
What is your fascination?
That's
with
on
asses?
Netflix. That's on Netflix right
Yeah.
now.
Is
So,
it?
Yeah.
What's
I watched it a week ago. Or
and then they
so.
did the one about the. It's called the end of the world
No,
or
they
the.
did
I don't think
one-
I've seen
They
that
did
one.
one that was really sad too.
Well, it's the end of.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's like it's a bar. The whole point is the Shaun of the Dead guy is everybody leaves like the town and they're kind of successful and they come back and he still like lives at home, kind of like a loser, kind of, but still wants to like do the thing with his old friends, and it's like it's called like the end of the world, some shit like, but it's the name of the last bar on this bar crawl. But then aliens show up and they had to like fight aliens and they got blue blooded. Yo, look up a fucking trailer. It's what's it called? It's got to be. It's something about the end of the world.
Let's do this.
Shaun of the Dead movies. I guarantee it'll come up.
Cassard. Yes. Sounded out.
But I hope people watch this and look at how retarded you Google.
Well, dude, it'd be a lot easier if like they had like a name for the actor group, like Broken Lizards or something.
Well, they don't. Go up. It's on the right. Go up. Look. The World's End. That's it.
Where
See?
is it?
Right there, the World's End. That's the answer. So now you can like look at the World's End. But then these aliens come in and they like have to. It's a pretty wild movie, but like it's I'll never forget because I use this liner once in a while. The big guy from Shaun of the Dead's like sober.
Oh yeah.
He's like a sober guy in this. because it used to be kind of wild.
And we're back, just like the Five Musketeers. Three Musketeers, isn't it? Well, nobody knows how many there were, really, do they?
You know that the Three Musketeers is a fiction, right? Written by Alexander Dumas.
A lot of people are saying that about the Bible these days. What, that it was written by Alexander Dumas? Don't be daft, Steve. It was written by Jesus. Are we there, yeah? Let's do this!
They haven't seen each other in 20 years.
I'm free to do what I want.
But tonight, they're returning to their hometown to finish the ultimate pub crawl.
This is our chance to finally conquer the Golden Mile. 12 pubs, 12 pints.
And this time, they're going to make it to the last pub, the World's End.
Go! What do you recommend? Beer. We'll have 5 of those, please.
Oh, did they show my line?
Attack water. What?
It's my favorite line. Oh, they didn't show it.
Wow, long time. Gary.
Willkommen. Bienvenue. Welcome.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? You come back and everything's sort of different.
I suggest you get on your way. Welcome home, boys. It's not us that's changed. It's the town.
What are you doing?
It's all right. I'm not trying to have sex with you. There's something I need to tell you right now. Unless you do want to have sex, in which case I'll tell you afterwards.
Tell me right now. What did he say, sir?
It looks pretty terrible now that I watch it now.
Why robots?
Did you believe him?
Back to London. A, we're all drunk. B, we've
Oh,
got
there's
Iron
the
Iron.
blue buzz. You see him get his head
We've got
smashed.
ink on our hands.
From the creators of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
Let's climb down the drain pipe.
I got a better idea. Climb down the drain pipe.
The only way to survive the night is to make it all the way to the World's End.
Where are the others?
They're blending in.
Hello, I am a robot. We're just 5 friends on a night out, having a good time.
The World's End.
Probably their worst movie. It's not bad,
To the
but
world's end if it kills us. Oh no.
Every movie, there's always a fence scene with them. Have you ever noticed that? There's always a fence scene in their movies.
in there, the guy you saw, he said tap water or whatever. So he's like sober, and they're like, he's like something. He's like, "You're gonna drink water at a bar?" He's like, "That's like a fucking lion eating hummus." And it's just stuck in my head forever, like to say that. And I'm like, wow, a lion eating hummus.
It must not have done well. It's on no streaming service.
Bro, it's not the best movie. I was just pointing out that it's, another one of their movies. But what's his name? The Sean dude, the skinnier guy's been in a couple movies that I've seen him in, or at least one other one. I don't know what it was. But
Simon Pegg.
Yup.
What a last name.
Right.
I don't know.
He was a Mission Impossible.
Maybe I didn't watch
I
that.
never watched that either.
Yeah,
I haven't
right.
watched.
Bro, Tom Cruise still doing those, bro.
Doing his
yeah.
own stunts.
His own
though.
stunts, and he's got to be like 60.
Yeah, something like that.
Apparently, he was in a bunch of.
Dude, they looked it up the other day on the podcast. I was listening to it, and it was like it started in like 93 or something, 95. It was
I thought the first Top Gun was like the 80s.
the first what?
Top Gun?
No. Mission Impossible.
Oh, you're talking about that.
The very first one was like, it's been going on for like 30 years.
Oh.
It's crazy. And it's been him always.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched one of them.
I've probably seen like the first 2.
So
Which one was the one where he jumped off a motorcycle into like the other dude that jumped off? You know what I'm talking about? It was like kind of, they were like, no.
Is that how they did it? They collided and then they hung on to each other.
Something like that. You
Third
know,
one, I think.
you know what I'm talking
That
about?
was the third one.
Yeah, it was like, that was probably the last one I saw.
So apparently, he does a lot of voice acting.
They were super extra.
Good for him. He's getting paid.
Your brain that starts endlessly scrolling again.
Yeah. Well, I thought there'd be like more movies than like Shaun of the Dead, Hot
No,
Fuzz.
I
that-
know like
and
two.
Paul.
Oh, I've
Yeah,
seen
like,
two
those are
of
the only
these.
three
Yeah.
like I knew he was in.
He's in all of those Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So he must be like a recurring character.
But a lot of like kids
Interesting.
movies and shit, like Ice Age and shit. So
Land of the Dead? Is that supposed to be like some
Star
shit like
Wars?
Shaun of the Dead, like 2.0? Like,
No,
what the
that
fuck
was
is that?
that was way before Shaun of the Dead. Land of the Dead was the original zombie movie that they made back in black and white, and then they remade.
No, that was Night of the Living Dead.
That was
wasn't
Night
it?
of the Living Dead, yeah.
I don't know what Land of the
What was
Dead.
the
If
other
Land
one?
of the Dead might be something like that, The
And then
Evil
the other
Dead
one was
or
like Day of the Dead.
some Dawn of the
Yeah.
Dead. Dawn of the Dead, right? Maybe Day. I don't know. I haven't seen a good horror movie in a while. That looks quite old though.
2003.
Oh really? Look at those pictures up top, like the.
2005. 2005.
Look at the guy in the blue jumpsuit. Doesn't that picture just scream like 80s horror movie, or is it me?
It kind of looks like the Green Mile.
I remember this movie.
It's like if the Green Mile got attacked by zombies.
Kinda, yeah. That guy's dead now.
Yeah, John
Caulfield.
Caulfield.
He's been like dead 2 or 3 years now. Yeah.
Longer than that.
Probably, yeah.
It could be. It could be. I
Yeah.
just remember. Yeah, it
Time
hasn't been
flies.
too long. Yeah.
Coffee, boss.
Yeah, John
the
Caulfield.
drink, but
That was a
spelled
great movie.
different.
Where he just grabs your balls and heals you.
I'm gonna take your pain away, boss.
I don't know what I would do if somebody told me they're gonna take my pain
Just
away
grab
and then
your
just
nuts
grab
after.
my whole package,
Especially
dude.
on the other side of some bars.
Especially being that big, like you can't get away from that unless you
Yeah.
like beat him or something.
You ain't beating him because he's
There's
on the other side of
bars.
the bars.
Yeah. Ugh.
Something
He's
new
literally
to
got
you.
your life in his hand.
It's got someone else's life in your hand for
Yeah.
sure. Potential.
Sue.
Yeah.
But at the end, he took the pain away. He made the bad go away.
That's true. Yeah, he was in a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
How long have we been rolling? Like an
Passed
hour
the
and a half?
point. Passed.
We passed an hour and a half. We'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
140.
140, cool. Well, Nick, thanks for coming by.
Thanks
How
for
long are you
having
gonna
me.
be here?
I leave tomorrow. This
Oh
is it.
shit, you leave tomorrow?
Tomorrow night at,
To go back to
5,
Washington?
Yeah.
Shit, well, I'm glad that you were able to come by. Hell yeah, dude. When's the next time we're going to be able to get to see you?
September, I'll be back.
September, what is it now? July?
Yeah. So just
2
like
months,
a month,
2.5 months or
2
so?
months-ish.
Holidays, will you be around? I'm not sure yet.
Probably Christmas, probably not Thanksgiving.
When you going to, so you're going to Washington and then you're,
Coming right back.
and then after September's when you're going down to South Carolina?
September 30th, I am officially in South Carolina. Like I
Nice.
belong to them.
Back up for the holidays, probably.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you going to come back on here?
I'll be
Get you back on
yeah,
here,
I'll be
come hang
back,
out again.
yeah.
We'll eat some.
We'll have an intro by then for you.
Yeah. Nick shit on us, guys. Anybody watching for not having any type of intro, and he's right. He's not wrong. We got nothing.
It's on the way.
Actually, Benny had the best intro we've had out of anything so far here by just saying hello and who you are. Like I said, last time they started it while I was getting everybody water bottles upstairs. I came down, they're like, what's up? They're like, we're rolling. And I
He
was
missed
like,
the whole intro movie and everything.
Yeah.
Baby steps, you know, it gets a
Hey.
little better each
You gotta
time.
crawl before you walk.
yeah.
It's
So
a little
whatever.
better each time.
But yeah, bud, thanks for coming on.
Anytime.
See you, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
ya.
Wrap it up, Benny.